Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. Welcome to tradertv.live. We start this morning with November retail sales data out of the U.S. Expectation down 0.3%. Much bigger than expected there. Decline of 1.1% for November retail sales. Obviously, pandemic related declines in that number, but again, 0.3 decline expected, down 1.1% for November retail sales. We're seeing futures still in positive territory this morning, although we are off the highs, coming off decent performance yesterday, led by tech shares, mainly Apple with a big move to the upside. We'll have a look at Apple shares coming up. There's rumors floating around of a possible stimulus deal that could be done as soon as tomorrow, or this morning, I should say. Political website Politico reporting that deal could be imminent. So we'll talk about that coming up. Mark Roberts going to join us in a few minutes here. We'll get his take on the effect of a possible stimulus package. We have merger news in the cannabis space to talk about as well. And Twitter shares higher on a JP Morgan upgrade this morning. It's Wednesday, December 16th, 2020. TraderTV.live starts now. There we go. Look at Asian markets from the overnight session. You can see pretty positive right across the board here, led by the Chinese markets. Once again, full percent for Hong Kong. Shanghai 1.25%. Let's go over to Europe, see how things are shaping up so far. Yeah, more positivity here. Germany leading the way, 1.5% to the upside. We have Italy back in positive territory. Nice numbers, though, top to bottom for the European marketplace. Let's shift over one more time. Have a look at North America. Yeah, still in positive territory here, even with that number. You can see the Dow leading the way, 0.3%. The NASDAQ higher. We have TSX futures here in Toronto, 0.4% to the upside. Brazil's open, trading lower. Bitcoin higher again this morning, full 2%, both crude oil and gold as well. Back in positive territory. Good morning, guys. It is Wednesday. It is Fed Day as well. We're going to get the Fed announcement coming up 2 p.m. this afternoon. No change, obviously expected, but it'll be interesting to see the language used in the statement, some of the questions following as well for Mr. Powell.
Yeah, it's welcome to the show, everybody. It's an interesting Fed number because some people are actually anticipating there's a slight chance they can increase the bond buying purchasing program and at least make changes to it, buying more treasuries, less mortgage bonds. So the market could actually end up getting surprised at 2 o'clock, which means there could be a little bit of movement. Who knows? I think everyone here is probably pretty interested in Tilray Afria, a deal that was announced. Of course, we're certainly going to be covering that. Both these names doing a solid volume this morning. Tilray up 28% on the deal. I mean, Afria right now looking at 7% to the upside, and both doing, like I said, some solid volume. Sean, Bitcoin getting close to that 20,000 mark. So it looks like maybe it doesn't happen today, but that's a breakout. I know a lot of people are waiting for it.
It happens today. I think
so? I think at 2 o'clock would be like the perfect timing, but who knows?
Yeah. That's hilarious. Me and Neil didn't even discuss this, and I actually have a Bitcoin chart up here from CoinDesk. Okay, so the Bitcoin high back December 1st, roughly 19.5, 19.7, something like that. This is not the greatest chart, but that's what that is. And then right now, today, you can see we're topping out right now, making new highs on Bitcoin. It's 19.8. So right now, you can see up here, up 2.5%. So, it's just a matter of time, Neil, before we do break that 20,000. I don't know what it's going to do. The only thing we can really trade is GBTC. And right now, there's no volume on that. We do have Tilray rocking and rolling in the imbalance locator. We'll get to that, but pretty light right now. There's a big market event, as a lot of you know. We've been talking about it happening on Friday with Tesla, and not just that, but a huge market rebalance happening. There's been obviously a lot of turmoil in 2020, I think, and so there's a lot of reweighting, a lot of names that we're going to get to at some point, including Peloton, Tesla, Marvell. There's a bunch that are going in and out of the various indexes. Brendan, it's going to be a good week.
Yeah, the biggest ever ad going into the S&P. So yeah, we'll definitely talk about that coming up. When Sean came in this morning, he said, man, I only have one cannabis name to short today instead of two with Afria and Tilray. So we'll talk about Afria and Tilray, as Neil mentioned. Yeah, lots of volume in the pre-market so far. Let's have a look at how traders here at Day Trade the World fared yesterday. More great numbers coming out of the Canadian market here in number one. CSE The Venture, the TSX, CME there, some futures, NASDAQ New York. Yeah, 90 grand. Nice day for number one there. NASDAQ New York. NASDAQ New York as well. Some European action down at number 5. Some, well, 5 figures still. 5 figures as well at number 6. More Canadian content there. So another great day for traders here at Day Trade the World. Let's head over to the desk and say good morning to Valeria.
Good morning, Brendan, and hello, traders. Please sign up to our daily free watch list at the link I'm sending on the chat. And keep in mind that you can always find the list on our Twitter page at tradertv.live. Destroy the like button and let's get it started, Brendan.
Yeah, let's get it started, guys. We're going to have an hour of content coming up before we get the market open here. Let's jump into this merger news to start, guys, before we bring in Mark Roberts and get his opinion on this. But I mean, I feel like this could be the possibility, you know, of the first of many coming in this space. But yeah, Tilray and Aphria joining forces.
Yeah, it's look creating a big one. They're also moving their headquarters to the U.S., so they're signaling that's where they think their growth is going to be. I don't know. The line I think of the morning was Brennan might have just said it there, but Sean upset that he can only short one company, not two. But it has not happened yet, so you can still trade both of these names. Clearly, because this is an all-stock merger, you're going to see definitely some related price action in both of these two. And I think Tilray right now is certainly the more liquid one. I think that's what we're going to be watching rather heavily. I'm not going to pretend to be very bullish on most of the majority of the cannabis space here. So trading above the premium right now by about 4.5%, it does feel like there might be a fade opportunity, especially if this gets ramped to like $11 or something. I would certainly take a shot at it.
I mean, I was going to say that Aphria is, you know, probably it's the best of the Canadian producers if you look at a daily chart, just how it's been going. It's not an ACB. It hasn't like reverse split 100 to 1 or anything like that. This is Aphria over here on the NASDAQ. You could see just the run up here since June. $4 was a beautiful bottom up to 8,850, of course, and it's as if people didn't know like this was going to happen. But 650 as soon as that broke. So Aphria's already been pretty high, and that was not part of the pun there. But you know, it's been upside already. Aphria. I'm a holder of a lot of these names, so I've been a bag holder. So I've watched Aphria, and it's been actually okay. So that's kind of why I don't mind the merger here with Tilray, because it's, you know, Tilray hasn't done well. Obviously, a lot of you know that, but it still has held its head above water here a little bit, breaking 5, now up through 10, and now we're breaking through 10. That's that little level that we needed to crack from June. So I like the deal. We'll watch out to see what happens with the volume. That's the NASDAQ locator. But right now, I mean, I don't know, kind of just waiting on this deal. If it breaks the high, which I believe is 10 and change, this chart's not updated. Oh, that's Aphria still. If it breaks this 1060 or so, then I think we can get interested. But right now, it's just like a merger of evils, in my opinion. The cannabis space is not that hot. It's not going to get past Congress. We already know that. So I think you just wait. You saw what happened to MindMed the last couple of days. So there is money to flow into some of these names. It's just right now with Tilray and Aphria, I'm not, like Neil said, it's not super exciting. If there was a cash aspect, then we could market make on one of them. But right now, I'd look at Tilray. Oh, they're keeping the Tilray symbol, right? So they're just Aphria's going to merge into Tilray. And I think it's, what is it, 0.83 shares or something, Brett?
And then Aphria ends up owning like 62% of the company. So it's like it is sort of like a reverse merger there, but then keeping the Tilray name, which is, of course, a little bit confusing, I suppose.
Yeah, it's interesting. Keeping Tilray name, keeping the Tilray symbol, but Aphria ends up owning 62%. So we'll have a look at both of those more in depth. Anyone looking at this BioCardia, if you remember BCDA from yesterday, there was an offering just announced, guys. Can we show my screen? We're having a little bit of technical issues this morning, but there we go. Thank you, guys. BioCardia here, 2 million shares at 515. That just came out. So big tank on BCDA still. Big mover after 2 days in a row to the upside there. So anyone looking at that from yesterday, that's what just happened. Let's bring in Mark Roberts here, president of Sun Lake Strategies, and get his opinion on a bunch of things. Mark, it's a busy day. We have the Fed. Where do you want to start here? The Fed, we have possible stimulus coming as soon as this morning. Lots to look at so far.
Yeah, I think the stimulus is a basic done deal. I'd be surprised. They've taken out the liability issue that the Republicans wanted, and they've taken out the state and local monies that would have been given to the larger states like California and New York. I think that'll end up being a separate bill for far less than everybody was looking for, but that'll get done as a second bill. But this one finally gets done and helps all those that are in need.
Yeah, and before the December 25th cutoff that everyone was so concerned about coming, obviously, next week. We're just a week away, if you can believe it, from Christmas. Yeah. Let's talk about the Fed a little bit here. I mean, obviously, no change expected in the announcement coming this afternoon, but is there anything in particular that you're looking at as far as the language that comes out in the statement?
Right. So if they're going to give language that continues to give, we'll call it cheap money, then gold should have a nice run off of that. If the wording changes where there's not going to be enough free money, then gold will get hit. So that's what I'm really watching through the course of the day.
Yeah, there's a lot of smaller time frame traders that tend to lean on that gold trade more than the actual index when it comes to the Fed announcement. So good points. What do you think of this retail sales number? A bit of a dip here this morning, 1.1% versus 0.3%. Not good, but to be expected?
To be expected. Yeah. I think what's been most amazing is those that can afford to save money have, and those that are fighting to stay alive are fighting to stay alive. But that rich to troublesome week, the spread is widening. So no surprise in the retail sales because it's really being pushed on one end of the spectrum.
We've seen vaccine names remain pretty popular throughout this week as we start to get these vaccines rolling out and actually doses being administered to the public. Is there one or two names that have maybe surprised this week as far as their performance?
No, I think they're just going to be bouncing around. Lilly, while not involved, had great earnings. That was a blessing. But I think Pfizer is still a name you watch. And Moderna, I mean, these are the names that will be there going forward.
And Moderna also obviously still delivering or planning on delivering this week. More doses. Great stuff, Mark. We'll bring in Neil and Sean here and talk about some individual names, maybe cannabis names, I imagine.
Hey, Mark, how's it going? I hope all is well. There's a name that I've never brought to you before, and we've never been able to catch you off guard, and I don't know if we're going to do it again. But what about Bitcoin? If you come over to my screen right now, we just cracked, guys, so hit the congratulations to anybody on this one. It's mooning right now. 20,151 just breaks. So 20,000 breaks, it rockets up like a crazy stock. I mean, this thing is absolutely insane. This is just the best one I could find right now for what's currently happening in Bitcoin. You have the high there, 20,151. And then this is what it looks like, Mark. This is just from Yahoo Finance. But back in September, I'm trying to find a bottom here. It's about September 23rd. We were at 10 grand. So you're going from September now to December. So just a matter of months. We double up here. Bitcoin on a beautiful run. I mean, talk about getting some support. It caught a huge bid at 18,000 right here just last week. Now you're up again another 10% from that mark, breaking 20,000. Look, I only know what, the cryptomaniacs know, and everyone loves Bitcoin. But you have your ear to the street a little bit more than obviously we do. What is the thinking with some large money managers or maybe some hedge funds? Is there some ETFs that are coming? What's your opinion on crypto and BTC in general?
Well, it's certainly here to stay. The question is, will it filter more into the JP Morgans, the Bank of Americas down the road? We already know many governments have been dealing in it. We also know much of the public has been buying it, using it to pay bills and whatnot. So it's here. The question is, what is the real value of it? That's the difficult part. Right now, it's exploding even further as we speak.
Yep, 20,300.
Yeah, it's up 19% on the day. My guess is this will back and fill at some point, and you just trade it from the long side for the time being.
There's no stopping this thing because it's not like a regulated market. And I mean, people, I don't know, there are some shorts. It's not shorts getting blown out. This is just like FOMO, right? Like a lot of traders just want to get in. People say, I'm not holding Bitcoin. I want in right now. And I mean, order books are here. The volume is huge, up 19%. I mean, this is just on this exchange, 211 million going through on volume. So yeah, there it goes again, Mark, 20,300. I just want to get your take on that. I know it's not stock related, but this is since you came on. I mean, this is from 840. We were 19.8, Mark. Now we're 20,400. I want this market to open so I can get trading on some of this, but exciting times for sure. And we're excited about Bitcoin. I'll throw you over to Neil, who hopefully has some equity related information.
Well, obviously, everyone's going to be interested in what's going on with Bitcoin. Let's be real. The other thing here, Mark, I wanted to get your opinion on was this merger. You have Tilray and Aphria coming through, combining, obviously creating the largest cannabis company right now. Just your quick take, maybe on the short term here. I'm not necessarily, like I already said, I'm not the biggest bull overall in the space, and I feel like we're already trading a few percentage points above that implied premium. Of course, it is mostly a stock purchase, so that can move around a little bit. But what's your take on this? It just feels like during this time of year, you might get a ramp up because there's not too many things to trade, but it feels like Tilray could be a bit of a fade to me.
I think right now there's massive euphoria, not surprising. I think there'll be more M&A activity with the smaller being eaten up by the larger. This is very much an area that's in demand depending on the political persuasion. And I've got to assume that things start to ease, certainly more states, and there'll be more voter pressure for the Fed to eventually ease restrictions. So it's a good time to play them. To get overly long without any stops, I think, is a mistake. But near term, you can buy the dips.
Definitely great to hear that. Now, another thing before I get you back to Brendan here, you just talked about that stimulus being, essentially a done deal. It's looking like it's sub 900 million, so that lighter package that was being talked about, just like down the line here, flat on AAL. Disney up, but basically flat, and then the cruise line's basically flat. There was a bit, I think it was like 17 million package or something along those lines to the airlines, Bill. But nothing groundbreaking yet. It doesn't look like you're moving any of the equity names. Is this a simple case of, this is what we're expecting? It's far too long coming, and the top might be already in. This is baked in. Now, maybe throw away Disney there, but when it at least comes to some of the other recovery type plays, is this even going to cause a jaunt for any of them?
I think a lot of the wind is already in these stocks. I think there's more room going into February, into March, into April, but there's still risk with pandemic and greater virus spreads into the deep January, February timeframe post-Christmas. So I'm a little hesitant to get too long. If you're already in the names, stay long them. But to start putting on new positions in here, I think you're running higher risk.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Like, it's a horrible thing to say, but looking at something like a Disney, which I know I like, but it's almost as if you're looking for some bad news to come, which we know might be happening in the new year, certainly after the holidays and people do their thing. And then if you get a dip, it's going to be a fantastic opportunity, and waiting for that as opposed to necessarily buying the tops. Not as a day trade, of course, but that just seems like it's the best way to do it. Mark, last quick thing. Any thoughts on? I read one rumor, someone talking about the Fed increasing from 80 billion to 100 billion on bond purchases. Have you seen anything like that?
I haven't seen anything like it, but I think the Fed's going to keep their foot on the pedal for the winter time. What happens in the spring, we'll have to see how the economy does, if this vaccine really makes an inroad. Right now, there's not enough people getting the vaccine. but the frontline workers, that's essential. So that's good. But I wouldn't get too excited that the Fed's going to make any major moves here, especially during this transitional period.
Fair enough. Thanks a lot, Mark. We got a lot out of you today, like we always do. Certainly look forward to having you back on Friday, and certainly keep your ear to the ground. Let us know anything you might see. I'll throw you back to Brendan. Thanks, Mark.
Great, thanks.
Yeah, impressive move so far for some of these Bitcoin crypto miners. Just watching Riot, Blockchain, and Mara here. 12.5%, 7% already this morning. So going to be an exciting day. Mark Roberts, president of Sun Lake Strategies. A pleasure as always. We'll speak again soon.
Thank you so much for your time.
There we go, guys. We'll jump into what is moving around as far as pre-market movers. If you haven't done so already, make sure you sign up for the watch list. Absolutely free to you. We got it out nice and early for you this morning. There's decent names on here that we can get to and talk about. We're going to start with Apple. So if you haven't done so yet, get your watch list out. We're going to start heading through there. If you haven't signed up, as I mentioned, Valeria will help you out in the chat. Just have to enter your email address. We'll send it to you every single morning. Active again, as far as Apple is concerned, guys. We saw a nice move yesterday following the announcement the company is going to increase iPhone production in the first half of next year by 30%. They also launched that Peloton-esque fitness service back on Monday this week. So more attention here again this morning for Apple.
I mean, we were long yesterday, breaking through 125. That was a fantastic trade. And then we closed at 128. So that's a $3 win right there for Apple yesterday, breaking through 125 and then just rocking up. We did have a little rocky period in the middle of the day. That always happens with this stock. And then today, this is a 3-minute chart. Looks like we're right at that 128 level again. So, yeah, there's another breaking spot right there. I don't have any worries about Apple. I've talked about it the whole time. You can watch. I've been asked on interviews what the best stock to own is. I said Apple. I was on a phone with a friend last night as well, wanting to know where to put new money. And I said new money goes into Apple as well. Old money, new money, anything goes here. Look, it's by far the most important stock that there is in the stock market, and Apple will continue to reign supreme. Not only does Apple, carry up the market, they carry up so many other stocks too. Like, there's so many pieces of the pie that matter here. If Apple ramps up production and gets to that 30% increase, I mean, that means a lot for Qualcomm. It means a lot for a lot of the different businesses that are connected with Apple. It means a lot for the App Store. Goldman Sachs is involved with the credit card as well. So, I mean, this is what it looks like today. It's pretty choppy here in the pre-market, so really nothing to look for. We will take a long through 128, but I mean, we only have right now 38 more minutes, 38 more minutes to go before we open, and we're going to crack that 128 probably. The futures did come down off that retail number, and again, I know Apple's retail, but Apple's everything, so I'm not worried about that. I think they're going to have a huge holiday season, and I love Apple to the long side. If you want to pick it up, I know Neil is probably going to talk about, some levels to the downside. I mean, I don't know, 126.50 yesterday was a spot as well. But we're just going to watch Apple. We're going to trade it today, and we're going to trade it through the break of 128. If it happens pre-market, then we'll just hold off and see if we can't catch a dip, hopefully around the open.
Yeah, I mean, I am looking for 125 to 126. Obviously, you get a breakout that good. You're going to want to come back to that level, and it did. If you go just before lunchtime, there was a nice pullback. Previous weekly high was at 126 mark. That's why I target that range. Otherwise, this 128 is the perfect sort of breakout price. You're not having to pay the high of the pre-market. I did get into this AEMD. You'll see guys. You'll see that one pop up. It just sort of reversed off of the current high of day a little bit, so rolled into a short. It scalped out like a few pennies on it, and then looking to see if this can't get back down to like the 260, 265 range. There is support there. But there's also a lot of upgrades and downgrades to get to today, and some interesting ones to be sure. So we're going to go to Brendan at the big screen.
Yeah, we'll get you a few more symbols to have a look at here, guys, this morning. GE, I wanted to mention that one gapping higher this morning on an upgrade. So a nice look for GE, HP, Marathon Oil, some of the energy names trying to bounce again today. We saw a little bit of strength return to them yesterday on that net app at the bottom there. Definitely having a positive start to the morning. Yeah, Moderna, not on the watch list this morning. Wasn't terribly active in the pre-market, but did catch a downgrade. So worth a look. Pfizer, Spirit Airlines, and United. So a couple of airlines on the downgrade side of things again this morning, guys. UAL, the worst off so far.
Yeah, and you saw them even on the Stimulus News, all flat. Just scalped out some of that AEMD running to the top now, but 2/3 out, thankfully. If it breaks 15, I'm getting out of that puppy. Moderna in particular here, running towards a bit of a low. Oh, I accidentally reversed long. I'll pay flat to get out of that. 140 is an obvious sort of level that's going to stick out. 140.16 is the current pre-market low. But we go back into where the bit of a run-up started at the beginning of the month. That you check that, technically the third. But 140 stands out like a sore thumb. I'm going to be shorting through 140. It's got the downgrade. It's already been coming in. We've talked about the virus plays being overheated. Pfizer was a good short. Moderna was also good too. We just, for whatever reason, Pfizer was a little more obvious to me yesterday. I'm looking at that 140 mark. If it holds it, fair enough. But I'm looking to fade through 140 even on Moderna.
Trying to get into something blockchain related, and I think Riot is the best name, so we're going to do that right now. 111.25 is the high of the day, and 111.25 comes into play a couple weeks ago there. Or maybe not even a couple weeks ago. What was that? December 7th. So. Yeah, like the day we talked about that with Mark. Like Christmas is next week, like crazy. Okay, 111.35 or so is the 11.30 is the high here. So we're going to take out Riot top. We'll take it at 11.25. Bitcoin's still moving around a little bit. You can see 20,000, the high there, 20,430, the high of Bitcoin. So as long as that's rocking and rolling, I think that this is worth it. The Riot, and there could be a lot of action coming into this name off the open. You're talking about vaccine names, upgrades and downgrades. Look, Pfizer's been on a red roll for a while. We talked about this, and I talked about how we didn't like Pfizer for a while now, and that the vaccine plays are just, they are what they are. It's already baked in. They have the vaccine. Like, I don't really see too much more coming forward with this. Obviously, they have a lot of contracts with a lot of different government agencies, but I mean, if it's not baked in already, then I don't know what is, because $43, like on the announced, there we go, we're into Riot. 43.35, you can see all the way down here. The only saving grace for this is 38. So we're bouncing off 38 here. So watch out. That's where the 50-period moving average is. Look, it's worth picking up. If you can get Pfizer to like $35, $36, then I think it's a hell yeah pickup on that, because they do have a dividend and they do have certain drugs and that are in the pipeline, and some have even come off. But they have some brand names out there that we all know about, and I just think that Pfizer does have some value, but it's down here. It's not up here.
All right, guys, I was just looking at this one as well, a little tiny bank, SI, which is Silvergate Capital, a cryptocurrency bank, an entire bank. So look at this move on the daily chart, 16 to 46 here in the last month or so. You can mirror the move in Bitcoin, obviously, but 6.8% as well. Not a lot of volume, but a little tiny micro-cap bank there, also in the crypto space. To have a look at, yeah, it's pretty amazing move this morning, back above 20,000 for cryptocurrency. Let's move on. Sonos, guys, decent move in the afternoon yesterday. They announced a licensing agreement with Legrand, which is a construction company. They build PA systems and audio systems for office towers, big commercial buildings, things of that nature. So a licensing agreement for Sonos. There wasn't any financials released as far as this agreement is concerned, but it is a multi-year deal here for SONO. Yeah,
and it's very light action so far in the pre-market. It's only traded a few thousand shares. I mean, 7,000 right now with about a half an hour to go to the open. But it was too significant a run-up to ignore the fact that it's at least seeming like we're going to hold a decent part of that. And it's not a gap because it traded up. But this 2280 to 23 level is what's going to stand out to me. This is just a 15-minute chart, and you go back the week, you certainly had a bit of a ceiling on that level. So we have a chance to possibly break it off the open. Current pre-market high is looking at 83. That's why I say 80 to 23 even is going to be that spot. And as long as there's actual activity, off of the open, I do anticipate the volume will come into this stock, even if it's not traded pre-market. I'm going to be looking for that 23. It's a solid partnership, and it's always a good sign when you're able to hold up in the pre-market most of that gap. So we're basically at yesterday's close. Opening near that high and looking to break out from there on Sonos. There's another one on our watch list down there at HTBX. That just reversed through 650 in VWAP, or at 650. So I got into that one out of AEMD, which took off the top. So thankfully, saved ourselves some cash there.
I just wanted, so I did get into Riot there, and look where we get out. I mean, we did a scalping bit yesterday, and we'll release that video later on today. But 11.50, like we get in there at 25 break. Like I talk about all the time on the show that I trade the quarters, right? So there's an 11.25 break, there's an out at 35, and there's an out at 48 or 49, whatever that was up there. So we're still holding some Riot, but I had to get into something blockchain with what's happening right now in that name. I love Sonos. Oh, and Neil just talked about Sonos. I love it, 23.50. We could talk about that, but do not sleep on my pick for 2020, which is already over. But PayPal, we're long at 108 on this one in the longer term account. And yeah, it's been nice. Remember what PayPal was doing. They added BTC. They added some crypto to their platform and a lot of action. I think it was like over 50% or something of the December buying. A lot of it was done through the PayPal app and through PayPal users trading it. So, I mean, if they're going to get fees on people trading Bitcoin, then guess what's going to happen today? Fee Central for PayPal. So I do think that this is going to be obviously a big mover for them. So watch out. PayPal's already at, I mean, look at the run that PayPal's had here, guys. It's been pretty consistent. The bottom of 80, wow. Now you're up to 224. The new bank is in the building. Neil talked about a crypto bank, but PayPal, I think everybody's using PayPal right now, whether or not it be small businesses. PayPal or SQ, Square, another name here. Square's been in the Bitcoin game for a while. What up to Jack Dorsey? It's just been an amazing run for this company. So, I mean, look at this. I'm looking at this as being just a huge investment and something that you can keep buying because Square just keeps on ripping and rocking here. Like 221 right now. Wow. I thought I was doing pretty good selling some in the 150 area. That was a mistake.
Okay, guys, we'll take a pause and head into the overall market. We'll bring Arun in here and have a look at the futures. It's Fed Day. Again, no change expected as far as the announcement is concerned, Arun, but we have to be aware of kind of the support and resistance areas before we get the announcement to see what happens on the kind of grander scale.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime you go into any day, really, even if it's a Fed day or any high volatile day, you mark your levels off, right? So we've got that 37.15 that's been in play since last week. So that's still there for us. Where we cracked 3,700 earlier today and fell off. 36.75 is also available. Now there's two levels there, 37.15, 36.75. Now the retail sales number that came in and kind of pushed this market pretty much after we cracked 3,700, that retail number is what brought us all the way back down. So when we open, what we do with that retail sales number, once it's been digested at the open, that I can see that being the kind of not direction. Well, yeah, the direction, the drift, I would say, towards the Fed number. Obviously, the first half an hour is the most active. If we reject that retail sales number, then you're going to see a lot of maybe to the upside. Of course, if we just kind of settle in and just go sideways, there's so many different things. But I think at the open, the retail sales number and how we digest it will be the indicator on how we go towards once the volume dies off. Right, the volume comes in at the open and then dies off. The retail sales number will dictate what happens with that volume after we open. So 36.75 on the bottom end, 37.15 on the top end, and just being aware that we do have a volatile event or an extreme volatility event, even though nothing's really expected at that time. But always be aware when you may want to hedge your positions, may want to reduce risk or whatever the case is, but just always be aware of those specific times when there's always numbers coming out that can affect your positions in some way, even if there's no expectation for that to change. So 37.15, 36.75, that's all I've got.
Yeah, so heading towards the end of the week, still a couple of days away here, Arun, but given the size of the year-end rebalance that's coming, do we expect any significant moves heading into that, maybe tomorrow or even Friday?
Tomorrow, tomorrow's up in the air. It's every day. You just kind of let the market handle whatever it wants to do tomorrow. But I think Friday morning is going to be very important because because of the size of these imbalances, right? I've noticed over the years what happens is that it's not really done at the end of the day anymore. It's split between the open and the close. So especially with this one being so much larger than past ones, especially because of Tesla and what it's doing with all the other stocks that need to be adjusted. So I can see a lot of this being split across the morning and the afternoon and the evening. So expect a ton of volatility. Whatever volatility that we've seen this year, I think at the open on Friday is going to be that much bigger, and then close anyone who hasn't traded a close like that or any sort of imbalance close, I think maybe the final 20 minutes, 25 minutes after 3:30, you might want to stay out of it because there could be a lot of back and forth. At this point, it's no more position trading. It's just programs doing what they need to do to get that volume traded, right? So the final half hour, I would say, is definitely a stay away for anyone that's new at trading on Friday. That's all you can really do. Just protect what you can. If you've made money that day, just step out. That's all I can really say. If you haven't done or traded that kind of event before, it's not worth taking on risk at that point.
Going to be exciting, to say the least. Thank you, Arun. We'll check back in again with Arun tomorrow morning before we get to the open to have a look at the futures. Guys, we'll continue along on the watch list now. We'll jump down to Twitter, the next one. Very strong here in the pre-market, up on a JP Morgan upgrade from, or to overweight, I should say, from buy. They upped their price target to 65 from 52 on Twitter, guys.
Absolutely. Hey, look, I got a couple of things I'm looking at on Twitter, and it's just going to be 55 even, 54.90 current pre-market tops here. If we do get any kind of a dip, I wouldn't be shocked if it does breach the pre-market low and then take you back into like the 53.75 range, where I'd expect this previous 53.50 to be the support area. So it's more along the lines of if it bounces anywhere shy of that previous little top, I'd look to be buying the dip in front of it with a stop in and around that price. But first things first, 55 break on Twitter. I'll definitely have that one. I should say Moderna, if Moderna breaks 140 to the downside, I am going to actually take that one pre-market. Usually I don't love those pre-market sort of break trades. But in this particular case, several times, not getting it before the open when it's been a retracement on Moderna has been a bit of a mistake. So I'm going to go for it if it does come. I know it's only 40 cents away. That's why I'm letting you guys know. I actually would have this one pre-market. And then, of course, Twitter, like I said, 55 on a long break is what I'm looking for.
Yeah, Twitter, such a rock star of a stock. I mean, I can't believe I actually dropped some shares in the I think it was mid 40, I think it was 47. I'm going to call up the daily chart here when they missed. We were sitting here watching it this day when they missed. And I think I got out in the pre-market or in the aftermarket on earnings right around here, 47 in change. It drops all the way to 38. What an opportunity that was as it broke through VWAP, or sorry, the 50 period. And look what happened here. $44, and now Twitter catches an upgrade. Man, this stock is off right now. So yeah, $55 is a hell yeah to the long on Twitter. And then if you can get anything back here, I don't know. We closed yesterday 53. I don't think we dropped down to there. There's really no reason for that to happen. We are now short CCL as well. NEO's got a bid here. I'm just looking to see if there is Twitter on here, and there is not. There it is, 85,000. So it's pretty small. Rocket. It's funny because Rocket, GE, and BABA, these are three of my stocks, and they go, and Ford. So these are four of mine right here, and they're all buys. So that's nice. All down here. It looks like Virgin Galactic also. Aurora Cannabis up here. XPEV, NEO, Hexo. So cannabis, electric vehicles, and a bunch of nothing else, Brendan, on the imbalance locator.
Yeah, it's looking a little bit strong in EV land. Again, today, there's nothing new as far as headlines on either XPEV or NIO, but definitely worth a look coming up at the open this morning. I was just having a look at that laser stock. We're going to get down to that, but news on laser still moving around in the pre-market here. Let's talk cannabis again, guys. If you're just joining us, a lot of people still coming in. Big deal announced this morning. Tilray and Aphria teaming up in an all-share combination. Aphria, at the end of the day, is going to own 62% of this Tilray-Aphria combination. Going to stay Tilray. Ticker will stay TLRY when all is said and done, guys.
I mean, the same comments that I sort of made previously on Tilray and on Aphria here. We'll try to trade it a little bit today. And look, Aphria's been the strongest name here. Not the strong, I mean, there's Curaleaf, there's Trulieve, there's a couple other names. But as far as the Canadian sort of producers go, Aphria's remained pretty high. They've been ripping up here in the last couple months. And it's been a good one, man. I mean, if you've had bottoms, that's been great. I don't know why my chart, I have to clear the cache, I guess, but I don't know why it's only going back to here. It doesn't really matter. I just wanted to show you that we've made this sort of consolidation here between 780 and 850. And then so you get the news, and guess what, guys? We're still at this 850 mark. So it's not really making a bump here for Aphria. And why would it really? I mean, it's exchange of shares 0.83 shares go into Tilray. And as you can see here, Tilray on their daily chart, which hopefully can load, not as nice as Afria's, but we are breaking out. It was just $7 or $8. I mean, it looks more dramatic because it's going all the way back to $47. But right now, Tilray, $10 breaking out. I would prefer the long on that, but Neil, as you know, look what's happened here on the daily chart, on the minute chart here. We're fading it out, and I made a joke that, now instead of shorting 2 companies, you can short 1. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't really like the space. We've seen what's happened with Congress now as Riot making new moves as Bitcoin's trying to go as well. But yeah, right now, Tilray to the downside, and it doesn't look very, very appetizing for me.
Well, I mean, with Afria just sitting right on the pre-market low at 845, they're going to be a little bit related here, and the same thing happening in Tilray. There might be a bid to be caught at 950 off of the open. If they both start to break to the downside, obviously, I like to be able to defend the top if I can, but if it's going to be some quick scalps, because 9 million in volume pre-market, this is going to do some serious juice today on Tilray. So active trading can work. You can maybe take like 950 break, take 10 cents out of it, and just level up your shares a little bit. Let's do already. I want to hit one of these because when we made these, some of these graphics, was like the last time I had a COVID cut, so I can actually hit them, and you're like, why is Neil bald? Yeah, I actually do it from time to time, guys. But we did take Moderna here, 139.84, got in on the break, got some out in the scalp, 139.25, quick 60-cent winner. I actually have a bid down below this 138 mark. Just take you over quickly to the 15-minute chart, just so you can see what we're really dealing with. I think ultimately I'd like to hold on for a third just in case we can get down to this 135, but I'll be scalping on the way to it. Just around that halfway mark is going to be around that 137.50 area. So I will definitely be getting some out in front of 137.50. That's the next target on Moderna, but I am in pre-market there. And HTBX moving in the money as well.
As we're going to jump down to Baidu, but I want to mention this first. If we could show my screen there, Robbie, I'll put you on the spot real quick. Snowflake, we were talking about this one earlier in the week and also last week as well, I believe. Snowflake with an upgrade today just popped up on the radar a little bit there. It was just Mizuho from 310 to 350 up to buy from hold for Snowflake. So back to positive territory. It's kind of holding above these 330 levels from yesterday throughout the day there. So a nice look for Snowflake on an upgrade. Let's go to Baidu, the next one. We talked about it yesterday. Man, what a move off of the open this thing had. Just kept going and going and going and going. They announced they are in the midst of considering possibly making an electric vehicle or teaming up with a Chinese company. Sean, you're already laughing.
I'm just going to hit the unplug thing here because, I mean, this is just like rinse and repeat over and over and over again. First of all, Riot going up to 11.50, and we also, new position, just for you guys if you're not seeing it on there, CCL short right here, 21.43, and Tank City, so a nice little, we're starting it off right. No wonder we're stealing viewers from somebody's channel. Okay, BIDU, let's go. NQ here, look. Baidu, big run. I'm in Baba. I've given you guys Baba. Maybe it was the wrong one. Hopefully they'll announce something about crypto or about EV space, and we can get Alibaba to the moon as well. But 193, they're going to take it out. Baidu, JD, and Baba, I all don't think are really in any sort of worry for that bill that was signed for them to start complying to U.S. government regulations on the financial side. Baidu is just, they've ignored that whole, rhetoric from the government there and just continue to go high side, up 3.5% today. I don't know. I don't trade it often, and right now it's a 50-cent spread. So, I mean, I don't see why we can't take out 193. Let's go Momo on this one, momentum trading, because it's here, and yeah, I mean, a 190 base. Look, I mean, anybody, like a blind man can look at this chart and tell you that 190 is the bottom. So I think he could take a break on that if it goes. I like the 193, but just to talk about those levels, yeah, I don't know, man. You got to watch that, what's happening. But look what's happening to Riot right now as well. Back upside here as we continue to hold that long. Breaking new highs as Bitcoin going now 20,600. Neil, there is no stopping this thing.
No, not really. And I feel like, look, you get like 5-10% above that breakout, and I think that's where some people will be even more juiced up about the potential break. I mean, obviously 190, it's going to stick out for a retracement type play because the gap is so, the gap and run was so big yesterday, and I bungled. I mean, you can have a long and then get out for less than half of the move and just be embarrassed about it. That happens sometimes, and it did on Baidu. If you guys are looking for, Sean just mentioned, Baidu, JD, probably not in too much trouble with regards to those regulations. But if you are looking for somebody that is SMIC, I think it's on the pink sheets. You'll have to look at the Hong Kong listing, but that's SMICY. They are going to be coming out of the MSCI because of some of the restrictions for U.S. investment in some companies, or Chinese companies, which are deemed to be, I don't want to say puppets, but I guess that's kind of what they're getting at of the Chinese military and government. So there are names out there that have greater exposure. Baidu isn't one of them. That said, I don't know how I'm going to get away from at least trying 190 short. Maybe with a tight stop. No chance I'm doing that in the pre-market. No way, not on Baidu.
Yeah, that SMIC, the only place we can kind of access it during the North American session, as Neil was saying on the OTC markets, was only down 5% in Hong Kong, I noted, overnight. I was kind of expecting that to be more, but yeah, coming out of the MSCI. Let's go to Fisker, guys. We've been kind of waiting for something as far as a catalyst for this one. There's been all kind of attention around the Chinese electric vehicle makers. We've had Tesla, obviously, NIO, XPEV, but Fisker's kind of been lagging, not really doing a heck of a lot. Today we see more capital coming out with a 6.5% stake in Fisker.
Yeah, I'm involved in that one. It's not really moving around too much. I did want to get, we don't show Twitter too often, but I just want to show it here because I just tweeted it out. CME Group to launch Ether futures on February 8th. So that's big news for ETC, Ether, whatever, Ethereum. If you're holding that one, you saw, just validates the space a little bit. I just wanted to show that to you. It has hit the wires there, so maybe Brendan can find out a little bit more, but I think that's the news right there on that. And that's why Bitcoin now almost at 21,000. So we can watch Ether, but there's really nothing to trade. Stay in the blockchain space for that. So Fisker, though, look, Fisker NY here. I don't know. Is this really anything? 6% stake, 124,000 shares. It's nice. It's a little bit of a bump up. I mean, I've been pretty disappointed. You guys know that we're holding BFT. We're expecting that to moon at some point. But look at this, man. I mean, some of these SPACs have just been getting taken to the woodshed. I mean, I hate to say it. I am invested in these, and they're not very heavy prices. And we're actually right around here. I'll double check the price for you guys later. But this makes sense where I'm invested right about here. And look, if we drop down to 9, you can buy it again. But I don't know. I mean, you do have this level here, 16.16. I was looking at that in the pre-market. If we can get above this hump and get through this consolidation, that's 16.20 or so. But we're still far away from that. Only 124,000 shares. Neil, I don't have much on Fisker, and honestly, with this kind of movement, I probably won't be on it. But it's interesting because I know there's a lot of people holding the name.
Yeah, I mean, I've been burned thinking this was going to break out before. So, I like Fisker. I just don't know if it's going to give us some momentum. I did have inclination that 1480 to 15 would be that support, and if it breaks that, we might be looking at the getting down to like that 13 area. But I wouldn't anticipate being a huge range, maybe that dollar. The breakout is certainly there to use that stop to your advantage from 1480 to 15. I just don't see it being the best trade. I'm liking what I see. Sorry, Moderna, let's go Superman over there because I just noticed I got out of some Moderna. And every now and then you do have to take these in the pre-market. Moderna is definitely one of them. Bit of a bid there with the 138, so not quite to 137.50 and not quite $2, but either way, it'd be like $1.75 or so. I'm still holding on to the last a bit of mRNA. I just want us to get down to that 135 if we can. This move continues for sure. Now that I've hit 2 targets, break even is my stop. If I get wicked out at the open, I would look for a possible re-entry if I could into Moderna, but already a nice one here. Pfizer yesterday, Moderna today. Yeah, even Mark was all over this idea of just selling off these vaccine names, Sean.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I've been all about selling Moderna and Pfizer. Take it, B.
Yeah, let's keep going here, guys. We're getting close to, well, what do we got? 12 or so minutes left before we get to the open. Luminar Technologies, we've kind of gotten away from this one, but LAZR gave you all kinds of opportunity around its open, but we still have a little bit of news to deal with today as far as Luminar is concerned. Back to the upside. Mobileye announced it's going to use Luminar's technologies for its autonomous vehicles. Remember, this is a company that makes those laser-guided technologies for autonomous vehicles. So Laser and Mobileye teaming up here.
Laser. Sean said the other day, it's not that hard to see that 190 level on Baidu. Not that hard to take a quick look at, it's about 2580 or so on laser, because I'm not calling you Luminar. But you look at this nice little bottom on the 4th, and then, of course, you go back to this bottom here just a couple of days ago on the 14th. You're looking at the pre-market high right in and around that same level. So let's call it like a 26 break to round up. We're a dollar away from that, but I'll be looking at that. I think it can certainly squeeze higher on that news. So 26 long break, a laser. That's one I would have in the pre-market if I could.
Look, we like laser. We've talked about that a little bit moving forward there. Okay, there's 1,000 likes. We'll talk to Valeria about this in a second. Alibaba moving upside, but we do like laser a little bit. Still watching Fisker. We don't have BFT on our board today, but it is coming down. Watch out for that 1350 level that has been resisting here on BFT. Just talking about that because there is some talk here in the chat about that. I mean, you could have a bottom of 13. Watch out, man. I mean, we're long right here, 1287 from a while ago. We did not get anything out back upside at 1550. So we do this sometimes. I'm gonna try it a little bit earlier here right now. I just saw that we hit 1,000 likes, Valeria, but like we have 6,200 people watching and just 1.1 likes. So I mean, guys, if we can get to 2,000, Valeria, before the market even opens, I think we're doing pretty good. Let's see, that new sweater there as well, like nice little Lacoste there. Let's see if we can get more likes for Valeria. If not for Valeria, then how about for Neil and I? Valeria, give it to them.
Guys, hit the like for the luck. And of course, if we get 4,000 of likes, everyone will have a profitable and green day. Back to Sean.
Okay, so now we're at to 1.6. I mean, I think that we can watch this right now go to 2,000. I mean, hopefully if you guys are watching it and you do like the show, if you're joining us for the first time, it's completely free and we're here every single day. Neil's already in 3 or 4 positions. I'm in 2 positions. We got the winners for you and we're ready to rock and roll. So thank you so much as we now approach. We just doubled up our likes right there. We just hit that 2,000 mark, 1.9K, 2,000 real time. Thank you so much for that. And sometimes you ask, in our great trader family, Brendan, they always seem to deliver. Thank you so much. I think our record is like, we'll come back with Valeria on that 30 what? 4,000. So look, we can get to 4,000 today. Let's get record likes. Share the program, like it and everything. Big video being released today on scalping. We're really, really super happy. There it is, guys, 2,200. Thank you so much. A double in a couple minutes right there.
Oh, guys, great stuff. Thanks so much. We appreciate your support. As always, if you're joining us for the first time, hit the subscribe button as well. Join us every day, won't you? I just saw a note from Mark Roberts, just sent us another note. Apparently, there's an ETF, guys, that follows SPACs now. So if you want access to the SPAC world, but not necessarily one individually or maybe 1 or 2 individually, you can have a look at this SPCX that looks like it's going to trade on the Amex here on the NYSE exchange. I guess today is the first day. I do see a level 2 here. You can see if I slide this over. There is a quote here for this, but it might be the first day for this SPCX. So worth having a look. Again, an ETF that is apparently going to follow the SPAC market. So interesting note there from Mark. Thank you, Mark. There's tons of little ones floating around this morning as far as small caps are concerned. I want to talk about David's Tea first before we get to the next one here. Canadian company, first of all, better than expected earnings. Q3 earnings were reported for David's Tea. And this was all essentially online. So they have a digital presence where they sell their products on their website. It's otherwise a brick and mortar's retail location type restaurant. But decent numbers here for David's Tea this morning.
It's actually interesting, given and you guys can read on the watch list. Certainly go through the numbers if you can, but just how far it's sort of gapped up here, and you do see this happen from time to time. I mean, it looks more extreme on the 15-minute chart, but I love showing parabolic moves to you guys. Either way, look at the retracement that came in. This was one of those 7 o'clock ramp jobs. I don't, whatever you want to call it. I don't even know what to say about those. But either way, we're still up 20%, finding an actual level of stability around this like 230 to 240 mark. I do wonder if there isn't going to be a secondary push. I was looking at 250 in particular on David's Tea, especially when it was finding support there. When it broke down, now you're getting a little bit of resistance. So I might take a shot, believe it or not, to the long side through a 250 break just to see if after the open there's a bit of a ramp. You have an obvious sort of a, stop out area of like 225 there. So you're risking maybe like 10%. That'll be a little bit more of a 930 play. And of course, if it fails, maybe there's a retracement short there. But my first gut play is to go into the long trade if I can on David's Tea and see where it leads me. Just for those of you watching that AEMD, it just keeps on taking out the high, but not really going very far. I mean, I got out of that one in the short side to thankfully not to still be a little bit up on it, but I really thought it would ramp after breaking through that 3/4. But it's running into some trouble here before the open.
Yeah, trouble abound. David's Tea, I don't know. I mean, there used to be one in my neighborhood closed down, like we mentioned, the brick and mortar there. But we did run a couple shorts here on CCL, short, and then out right there on a retrace back to 35. So good win there. We have CCL, Mara. David's Tea, a little bit light on the volume, but we'll look back at that as it gets going. Only 5 minutes to open. We like Apple. I got a bunch written down, man. Apple, Twitter, Sonos. There's lots to do, Brendan.
All right, guys, I want to talk about Neovasc real quick. Just one more little one here. I went out to the daily time frame to show you this day. There was a huge volume spike and a huge move for this one, NVCN, when they announced this product. So if you go back in time, this was the end of last year, in fact, December, about this time last year, they announced this product that completed its first surgery in France today. So this is a company that focuses on medical devices. This in the heart, I can't remember the name of it, angina. So this is for repairing problems with arteries. So this is a medical device that they announced again last year about this time, had a huge spike. So this one on the watch list today simply for that reason. You can see again, this is a daily time frame popping up on that news today. Completed its first surgery successfully today, guys, for NVCN.
Another one that was just underneath Davis Tea on the watch list, Heat Biologics. HTBX here, another sort of a gapper. It's not a gigantic one, but essentially, look, the COVID-19 sort of play in the biopharma space. We fade those whenever we get an opportunity to. This one was not off the high of the day. I was actually looking at this. I wanted me to run into 7 even. A lot of wicks up here in dark pools, but this was a legitimate trade up into 720. So that was sort of a lower high off of 7 even. And then it broke through a view up. And I think I mentioned when it did and I got into position. It then tested higher. On the way back down, I was trying to get some more at 60s at a better price, but couldn't catch any until it consolidated. So that's not the greatest entry into more shares, but sometimes buying at a better price or selling at a better price can be a good thing. I got some out in front of 615. Still holding on to the rest of it, hopefully for a test of 6 even there. So HTBX, so far, so good on this name as well.
We haven't really talked about NEO much today, but here it is here with the imbalance. I mean, I don't know if anybody else shows imbalance locator either. So here we go. NEO for the NYSE. And if you want to know the NASDAQ one, let me call it up. Psych. There is no NASDAQ yet. It comes at 928. So here is the NYSE one. Let's talk about that quickly. NEO, 800,000. We have Twitter there. We have Palantir as a sell today. Watch out for Palantir. If I don't talk about it, I'm probably not interested in some of the levels. So there you go. I will talk about it as the market opens. It will not be a quick market open for me on Palantir. We are looking for Twitter open. We are looking for some NEO longs as well. NEO's been faded, and that's what I did want to talk about quickly here. NEO, the last couple days, man, like big moves down, and then we hit the long. So we're going to wait for that to happen again and see if we can hit the long on NEO. But we're already up still that 1.7%, and it's cruising, man. I mean, I think NEO can get to 50 even by year end. We could have a nice run in the next little bit on NEO there. It looks like it has bottomed out a little bit. We did talk about, I believe it was, what was it, 38 or something? Yeah, that was the level right there. We've bounced off 40 a couple times. Seems like it's found some support down here. So next level 50, you break that, and yeah, we go higher. So I like NEO for a run next year. It's already been on quite the run this year from 2 to 55, so we'll take that. But right now, NEO looks like it's going to be a juicy one. Let's see if we get a pullback into 43.50 or so on NEO. So let's put an order there just in case we get a little too excited and miss it. 43.50. See if we can pick something up on the downside of NEO, and then watch out. I have a 46 break listed on the sheet here. It's at the very bottom. Where is it? There it is. 46 on that. Look at that CCL, 2150 boxed out there, and then Palantir if we get to 27. But CCL, we're already short that one as it's coming back to the high side right now. Watch out for NEO on a pullback to 43 and change, Mr. Wickens.
I just saw a couple of people asking about the Wish IPO, guys. Yeah, set for today. Sadly, it's not in our system. We didn't get it added to our system in time, so we won't be able to trade the Wish IPO. But in fact, will be opening today on the NASDAQ.
Just that AEMD just reversed hard off the high of the day. There's another test at 340. I said it was looking a little bit weak and having some trouble getting through, so I just grabbed a little bit. Not much, but a little bit at 3 even. I want to talk quickly. It was only 90 seconds till the open. We talked about the upgrade. Brennan talked about the upgrade to Snowflake. 320 was at top, and if you go back into IPO day, you look at this sort of ramp area here, resistance point like 335 or so. I think there's a clean possible breakout to fill back in some of this gap through 335. So watch out for that on Snow. It's maybe $5 away from it with a minute to the open. It's about time that we can safely put that order in now on Snowflake. If you're not risking $4 or $5 on the trade, you're probably not doing it right, because it can certainly be at 350 to 360 in a heartbeat. That's $15 to $20 worth of upside if it does make that break. So having a quick look at Snowflake, I just got into AEMD as well to the short side right here at $3, Sean.
Now we're waiting to see what Apple's going to do here as well very, very soon. A quick little check on the NASDAQ imbalance locator. Whoops, went full screen there. SNDL, Neil, to a buy. Other than that,
Really?
nothing on here
that's small.
that we like. Intel, Bed Bath & Beyond. See ya. Let's go. 127. Come on, Apple. I'm looking at an Apple chart here. 128. We're still looking at that to blow out the top, as well as Twitter. What's the market doing? Not much here on the ES. So we're going to wait to see. This is a 128. I like it. It may take some work to get there, though. 128 on Apple.
And Miss V is on the bell. Let's drop that countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. It's hump day, Fed day. Let's get this party started. Immediately gonna go right back over to wow, that was. Are you kidding me?
Good one.
I'm already out of mRNA, just immediately off of the open. I had that bid in front of 135. Before I could even react to it, I had already gotten the fill, so target just got hit. That was crazy. I feel like, man, if it pops back up here, if I can get like 138 or so, I might be looking for a little something. But, I mean, just an instant $4 win there on mRNA. And I kind of feel like if I'd had a chance to cancel it, maybe I would. If it pulls back, like I said, I'm going to try to jump into some shares, 137.50 to 138, which was halfway out where we got some. And there goes Twitter to the upside. 55 has just broken. So got 55.04 as Twitter is on the run, guys.
Boom! You know that's coming when you hit the Twitter trade like that, guys. We went long at 80. We got out at O's, and we went long again at O's again. And now we're out at 20. Big time trade happening on the Twitter side of things. Let's just keep on ripping to the high side now. Good move on Twitter. Still going, guys. Let's see how high this one wants to fly. Riot also trying to go. But we got to get out of some Twitter here. We're long 55.08, Neil.
Yeah, I mean, I just got some in front of those quarters. I'll actually even take a pullback if I can into like previous pre-market top, that 54.80, and maybe even 55. But there goes, you're not even gonna get it. There's 55.50 coming through. I want to hold through that price. I mean, realistically, let's see what happens. But a great trade there. I did get into David's T, guys, so you might see that one pop in. We didn't talk about DoorDash or any of those names, but worth noting, Afria just dumped into that pre-market low, that 840. It's holding so far, so watch out for both Tilray and Afria. Tilray broke the low. Afria has not.
Okay, yeah, good look there on all of those names, guys. We just continue to rock and roll here, though, live on the show for you. Hopefully, you're able to make some money with us today. It's been a good one as we look to just keep getting in and out of some of these trades. Twitter, big time move to the upside. Long 54.80, long 55. Give it to us, Brand.
Called it. PayPal right away on the buy side volume here, right up to 228. So 225 to 228 off the bat here for PayPal.
Sometimes good to be lucky and lucky to be good. So good one there for PayPal. We did give you that call as well. Riot, 9 cents in the money. Twitter, 60, 70 cents. $1 now in the money on Twitter. We did trade a little bit of Bitcoin, breaking through 25 here, but you can see GBTC up, and away on that one. We just get out of that as well. So let's just keep on rocking and rolling here. CCL, nice little move to that side as well.
Yeah, and if you're watching Mara as well, I know Riot, GBTC, Bitcoin, but Mara has moved back to the downside. Coming and holding like a 780 level. So watch 780 to 8 even for a possible dip. Twitter just got to the 55.75 and then came right back. So if it gets up there again, I'll probably take some profit and look for a dip. Laser, no breakout through the top. It actually fades back in. I'm looking at this little bounce point here. It just went to like 24.32, so call it the quarter. I'm going to try and buy on this little dip if I can, using that quarter as my out, in addition to a possible break, which we still like eventually at 26 even on I'll call you Luminar once.
Okay, good. Yeah, we are still rocking and rolling with everything Bitcoin here as well as we continue to trade GBTC to the high side. We continue to watch Twitter bouncing around out at some 60 there. Brendan, give us another one, bud.
Some of these Chinese names, guys, Baidu, downside action. First off, we did bounce off of yesterday's close, but look at Alibaba. Yeah, big move here for Alibaba as well. Just about to take out that 259, 260 area, which is getting back into some congestion on the daily chart, guys.
Yes, Alibaba for the win. You guys know that we're long that one, but we got to get longer on that because our average price is 262. We did talk about Tilray a little bit in the pre-market. Let's just check out what that's rocking and rolling with. Yeah, to the downside. What a surprise. I made that joke about shorting it. We didn't do it, but we have some cowbell winners on board for us right now anyways. CCL looking to make moves to the downside again. I do like this short through the bottom, but I did like 2150, so we're right there right now, but more work to be done here on CCL today. I think there is a move possible. We'll wait on it though. I'm waiting for that 21.25 break. I'm thinking I should get in right now though, as we're pretty high.
Yeah, and speaking of levels missed, we talked about how obvious 190 was on Baidu. It broke, and then this is the similar flush that you saw over in Moderna, immediately going off the open, but retracing back in. I got filled on the way back up, not on the way down. I'm going to give it about to this 191. The second time through, look, you can't just chase and get that FOMO because you don't get that opening trade, so you don't want to give it too much back. I'm not going to give it to that 192.50 or 93. It's a secondary move after missing the first, so I'll have a bit of a tighter stop on that. So if we break 191, I'm out of Baidu. The real trade was, like we were saying, on the initial break of 190, and that was a fantastic opportunity if you got that. I did just reload into Twitter about in the 30s here. Check my actual price that I got there. I actually threw a bid in. I was able to get it in front of VWAP at 55.31. It's ramping back upside. I'll take some out in front of that 55.75 because some resistance there the first time. I expect maybe the same thing again. Brendan?
JP Morgan busy today, guys. HP incorporated the other one. HPQ here, 2%. They gave them an upgrade, 24 up to 24.25 right now on decent volume, though. So upgrade to overweight from JP Morgan, guys.
Wow. Okay, things are just rocking, man. We got out of some riot there for flat because that's not moving. But as you guys can see here, if you are trading the Bitcoin ETF, it's just going up, up, up in a way, up now that 10%. But it hasn't given great opportunities, but it's there. We still are waiting for CCL. I mean, there is a top here. I'm holding very, very light on this one. We already did cash some out, but I told you we'd take a look. Like 2180 has been the top. I think that's probably worth a couple shorts, but we're off right now on this name, so we may have to come back a little bit on CCL. I don't like this anymore. It did try the bottom and stop, so let's get out on a 2180 break and take a loser here, but whatever. It's been so light. Like when I take positions in the pre-market, guys, they're not super heavy, so that's why we're not even talking about it and not too worried, but 2180 is the kill spot on that one. Good thing we're out of all. We have, not all, we have 20% of our Twitter left. Let's get out now as it's just made its move.
Let's go Superman action. Remember David's T. There's that 250 break we're talking about. Just got some out in front of 75. You know what we're going to do here. Some out in front of 3, even 290. So it's on the run. It's starting to go parabolic. And if it breaks 3, this is one because it's an initial move. You got it at the bottom. If it wants to halt on me, I'll probably hold the last little bit into that halt, just see how far we go. My stop is going to be back at break even. It's a 53 long. I'll use that 50 breakout price to cover the rest of my shares. If we can test towards 330, certainly that was a hard turn very early in the morning. I would certainly look to get some out there. Either way, it's break even or break out even further on David's team.
Valeria, you asked for coffee. I missed that. Yes, we'll take some more coffee. I will anyways. Not sure what Neil's opinion is, but I am saying yes. Yo, what's up, Michael? How are you today? And what's up over to Brendan?
To look at here, guys, Nikola was strong here in the pre-market, gapping higher, but straight downside. We had Collier upgrading Nikola today, coming back into yesterday's kind of resistance areas around 1660 for Nikola.
Shout out to Michael on the 1s and 2s over there, getting some, getting learnt up there on the board. So thank you so much for that, Robbie and Michael and everybody. Sonos, okay, 23 looking to break higher. I like a 2250 break. We've already made the move down on Sonos, so let's rock and roll with a 2250 break to the upside. We do like that news. It's on our watch list. Same technology, new deals. So 2250 long Sonos. I'm executing that trade, guys.
Yeah, I gotta love that one. Just to quickly go back to another name, which I'm looking for a break, and unfortunately, Snow moves to the downside upside as well. So instead of a 335 break, it's so far held the pre-market low, this 325 mark. I showed you 320. Just an idea. Obviously, I wasn't looking dip buy or would have bought in front of it. Now I want to see us retake VWAP. So we'll call it like 327.50. We get through there, I'll buy into Snowflake and then look at 335, which was a previous breakout, as maybe a secondary trade. We'll sort of scalp into that 335 mark if we can. 327.50 my look here on Snowflake now.
Yeah, I'm guessing that Apple's not going up. I mean, look at the NASDAQ. Sorry, that's the ES. Yeah, everything crashing a little bit right now. We'll find out why. If Brendan has anything for that, we will hit that up. We are out of Twitter. Twitter was just like a big cowbell winner there as we get out of the rest of them for flat there and reversed a little bit short. That was by accident. Look at the Twitter spread, though, guys. Like, Twitter was about 10 cents there. There it is again. About a 10-cent spread on Twitter. So looking kind of nasty on the spread side. Liquidity not great today for some reason. What's up, Brent?
Yeah, no headlines yet, guys. Yeah, I mean, it's 5 handles to the downside for the ES here, but we did hit a record high there on the NASDAQ right off the bat. So right at the open, new record highs for the NASDAQ.
That's the pullback. I mean, we always get that, as you know, Neil, off record highs there. You do get some pullbacks. So good little look there. Look, CCL comes all the way back. We waited for that 2180. That would have been a great shorting opportunity, but we didn't. So let's go short now and use this like 60 area. I think CCL goes to the north side, or sorry, to the south side here very, very soon. So let's take CCL and just watch it through 2160. Small amount. Actually, let's give it to the very high here, 2180 or so. Let's take some CCL short.
Of all the things to have missed, is Tilray short off the open? Not like, how is that the one that I'm not in off of this $10? They even gave you a shot to get back into it. It's about to break 950 here, back to the upside. This was a bit of a breakout point in the pre-market. I'm going to try to actually scalp this one off of this level here. So if we can hold maybe a couple cents above 50s and I can get like 2s and 3s, I would take that into VWAP. But it doesn't even seem like there's that much strength at all in this name. That's unfortunate. HTBX, this one we did have in the pre-market. I just want to quickly go over what happened there at the open. I did get a few more shares out. I talked about 6 even. I got some out at 607, 40-cent win there. If it breaks 6, I'm looking all the way back to previous close. It's 538, so that 550 mark looks good to me. 575 would be another out in front of that. My stop, of course, is going to be around the 650 at VWAP, so basically break even. Brendan?
Charging moving to the upside, a bit of a pullback here, back through $30, but we did get above that last little pivot there. Some new charging stations being installed throughout Pennsylvania. So they did a deal with a couple of hospitals and a university as well. Some minor headlines, but Blink charging up 5%, guys.
Oh, my Baidu.
Pennsylvania, you say. Okay. Okay, just looking at some. Yeah, there's Tilray 937. Not doing a whole hell of a lot. We can check back in on Tilray, though, real quick, just to see what we like there. Yeah, it's Weed Batman. He's not really in the building yet because we haven't traded it, but when we see him, we'll find him. $9.60 here on Tilray. Nice bottom of 920, but I don't want to go long these names. I don't think this deal really does much, and we're already up 18%. I think there's going to be a lot of profit taking. I may just go short through this bottom. And I mean, if we can even break 9, then that's going to be a good one. Our CCL trade still here, still bouncing around. Wow, that was fast. Thank you, Ms. V, for that reload. Pick up our new Bang mug right now. Bang on one side, Trader TV Live on the other. So thank you for that, Valeria. As we'll take a quick sip of this and wait for our CCL. We've averaged in here a couple times. We're already out of this piece. So these are the two averages right now. My price right now, $21.53 out of the short side. We're giving it to $21.80 though.
Baidu. Look, I tried the short the second time. The first time was definitely the better trade off. 190. We mentioned that. I got out at 191. It then broke. Took out the high 195, coming right back into VWAP here. So I'm going to take a shot at it, Baidu, in and around this 190 area. If it can hold out, I think we can retest that top a little bit here. So first dig. If I get any more shares, it's going to be on the way up, not on the way down. It's just the way I like to play this name. So I'm into Baidu with the other direction here. David's Tea is about to hit $3. And I feel like I'm staring a gift horse in the mouth if I do not take this profit. That's crazy. It gave me 290 once. It gave me 290 again. I'm just going to get out of it. That's been a fantastic one. There you go. So, that new one's not working there, Robbie. We'll have to use the backflip action. But we had a new one lined up. If we get that working, I'll show it to you guys. It was fantastic. Robbie did a great job with it, but unfortunately, not working.
I didn't know we'd had a new backflip one there. Okay.
It's not backflip. I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to say what it is, but we have a new one.
Okay, so there is a new one, so we'll wait for that one to come. Neil does not want to spoil it. Probably a good idea, so we'll wait for a new animation coming through. We're still on CCL here. Oh, I did say I want to check back on Apple, but we do notice the NASDAQ coming to the downside right now. So, yeah, 126, 127. Darn it, we have too many dark prints to the upside here. What is this? 127 break maybe? But look at the S&P, man. I got to find something to short right now. That's why we're loving CCL to the short side, but we got to find something else. Alibaba making moves. Wow, look at Tesla also. We'll throw to Brendan and come back with Tesla.
This was Tortoise acquisition, if you remember Helion. Helion Holdings up here 5.3%. So it did switch over way back when in October. But Barclays with an upgrade on Helion today, guys.
And thank goodness we got out of that David's T at the top. I mean, look at this, like double tap action, 290, 290. It's coming all the way back to this 250 mark. And there you go. Actually, remember to cancel my stop. I don't want to get accidentally short. It was a great breakout trade. We talked about 250. A lot of times I'll short retracement plays, but that had come back so much, so fast that I just had to take a crack at it. So thank you very much to David's T. Little Canadian content for you. Back to flat on Baidu. So it's back at that 192. I'm at 190, 170, so it's in the money a slight bit. I think we can get back towards that high, take some out in front of that 194, 195 if we can.
I was just looking at, good trade on David's T there. Someone with a Randy Macho Man, thank you so much for that. If you're watching yesterday, I had the Macho Man Savage elbow. We talked about it, and then Neil just dropped it on David's T apparently. So good call and good elbow, Neil. I hope it's okay.
People's elbow, that's
the people's elbow.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah, Dwayne Johnson. 624 right now on Tesla is a spot that I'll go long, but right now it's just falling. And if you're short, you might want to hold on to this one because the NASDAQ continues to fall. Little bit of a bounce spot right here. Tesla, we can drop down to a 3-minute chart to have another look. My eyes are still on CCL here. I have to watch out for that. But here's Tesla. Some bunched up areas down here from yesterday. 617 and change if you're waiting for that one to come through. But here it comes, man. Tesla to the downside right now. We are going to be dropping a video on Tesla soon about the rebalancing, and that's coming on Friday. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's blue skies ahead there, guys. Tesla could be in problems a lot of the time. We always say it. I'm going to keep saying it, though. It's buy the news, buy the rumor, sell the news. There we go. I screwed it up, but got it right at the end.
You said it right yesterday, too.
Yep,
but I mean, you sort of said you wouldn't, and then you did. So back to Tilray for a quick second, if I can. That 950 looks like I should have just shorted that price. I'm saying to myself, if it can hold above, maybe I'll go long. Forget about it, man. I'm going to short it until it's wrong. I had a chance to get out of Baidu quickly there for some of my shares at $2. It's pulled back in, only $1 in the money now. I might have to get less greedy for the first little bit of that long trade on the retracement. But let's look at that 950 the other direction, possibly here on Tilray. Brendan?
Big move for GoDaddy so far today. All-time highs, in fact, for GoDaddy. I'll show you in a sec. But they picked up this company called Point, which is a digital payment processor. They're going to expand their ability to get into that business as well as making websites, which I'm sure a lot of people are doing that as well these days. 86.5 up to $90. All-time highs for GoDaddy, guys.
My best stock today just continues as we go long. We punch Twitter in the face again right now, guys. We went long 55.80 on that break. We just took some out 96. Another 20-penny scalp right there for that. Unfortunately, it does drop down there. We got in and out there. We should have reversed it to the long at that spot, but Twitter just rocking and rolling all the way back to the high side here on this rebound of the NASDAQ. So let's see about getting some more out high side right now, but Twitter just ripping right here. Good trade there. Long right now, 84, out 96. Let's see if we can break back above 56. That's where my next order is, but we are understanding that Twitter can drop. So I'm not going to give this much past 55.50 here if we're wrong. But Twitter right now, my number one stock, and we're just rolling forward some of these profits. But here it comes. Watch out. Like on this move down, look how aggressive Twitter faded, right? So you got to watch out. It could break 55.50 here. Let's get a little more and then just use this as a bottom. This is not going to be a well-held trade for me. If we can get above 56, we're scalping Twitter today, guys.
Can you hit it for me, Lucas? I need the new one right here, right now. There we go. Finally, Baidu breaking the upside. Boom. Let's knock that one out there. Obviously, obvious reference for those of you gamers out there. We talked about Baidu off of this VWAP bounce. I just finally got that. Almost $2 win. It's actually going to be $1.80. I want to hold the rest for that 195. I talked about 195. I'd like to see if we can get there on Baidu. So make some of that money back. Of course, I missed that first short. You got to get back on the horse. Find those entries that are good to you. Just to come back to what was going to be the biggest story. I mean, it still might be of the day. Tilray, I said, what am I doing even thinking about long? Let's play the short off of 950. I got into this very quickly a couple of times here, 946. Got some out, scalped it for 5 cents, scalped it for 13 pennies. I want to see if I can hold the rest for the low of the day. I'll short pops into that same range if I can. I want to try to be active when it's done 27 million shares and we're only at 948. You know it's going to do a lot of volume, so be in and out as much as you can at taking advantage of what we have the ability to do here at DTTW. Here comes Baidu through 195, or sorry, not through 195, just got out in front of 195, and if it takes out the top, 196 would be a top break. Baidu, the gift that keeps on giving. It is hot dog action all day long. Whew. Thank you very much, Baidu. I feel like this was one of those, just had to have the pullback. If a level does not work for you, it was a great short originally, comes back in the second time, gives you no shot to win, I'm going to go long in front of it. Baidu yesterday got out too early. I'm going to play a pullback here in the VWAP. I'm going to play a breakout again through the high of day, which is now 196.
Okay, Twitter falling down. We take the long. It doesn't work. We're long one more time. Going to use this break spot right now. Like, there's our out, 55.50, like we talked about, and that's why you get out. I mean, we're back in, but like, look at the fall that's happened there. It's allowed us to pick up a couple more shares downside. Now, we're not going to give back our full day, obviously, on Twitter, because we did have a beautiful long at 54.80, then again on the initial 55 break. But it just goes to show you, you really have to play momentum on these names, man. And in the morning we had it, and now it's just kind of died off here. So we are still long Twitter, but yeah, we've suffered a couple back-to-back hits right now on this name. So we'll try it one more time, and if it fails, we'll scram on this one. What up, Beep?
Another one to look at here, guys. Not one we talk about terribly often, but Fubo TV, F-U-B-O. There's a couple of upgrades, but they're also saying Fubo TV is now going to be available on this VIDAA Smart OS for smart television. So Fubo, F-U-B-O in New York, up 12%. Big move up to $30 here.
Every time I see that, I think of Fubu. So I did get a position in laser there. I talked about this one making a bit of a low at 24.30, then using 24.25. It bounced off of this 60 level, and I got in at 70s. So let's see if we can't retrace this back in the first 25 and then maybe through VWAP. Either way, I'd add one more time. I got that low of the day. Just shy of that opening range. A little bit lower than that opening range. Call it that quarter is where I would have my stop. So you're risking 40, 50 pennies or so. That's why I have room to add to it if I can get some in front of 24.50. Tilray still holding in the money here, but it can't seem to get towards its current low, that $9 range. But it's still in the money, about 10 cents. We'll see if we can't scalp the rest off.
Good, and what we're doing is getting scalped right now on CCL as well because it's about to break our high. So, market going up, we are averaged into CCL. Our average price right now is 60. Looks like this will be a 20-cent hit. We tried it on that day, man. Yesterday, I was so happy with the short in CCL. We crushed that. Like, we took, yesterday, I don't know what, I'll have to find the area, but we took, almost 80 cents or so on the CCL short, so a 20-cent hit. Still going to hurt because every day is a new day, but we're still fine with that one. New position alert. Tesla goes through 624 and then falls. So we had the right position, the right spot. Maybe not the right position on a long. Should have been a short. We're going to give this one to 620 though here. Let's see, man. Hopefully some of these stocks start ripping. We'll probably be out of our CCL, but we have Tesla long right now, Brendan.
It's interesting to see that cruise lines definitely weak on the day. We're seeing some strength in airlines, so we'll keep an eye on that. We mentioned a bunch of these ones yesterday. First Solar, CSIQ. Now this one, JKS, just popping up on a volume alert through $61. Might be a decent idea here. 4% still in the day, but back to that $62.50 for JKS, guys.
And come on, laser. I don't want to look a gift horse in the mouth on this one. That's why, like I said, take some shares out in front of 25 just in case it stalls out. I want to be adding. I never got the chance to. So if it comes back down to 24.50 area, maybe get a better price than I had the first time. Still going to use that 24.25 area as my out. So we'll allow it to come back in and be patient with any buy action that we do. Just going to go back over to Tilray, which I don't know. It's like finding a bit of a base here. And look, it's going to happen when you get a deal. Sometimes you find a bit of a range and there's a comfort a level in the stock. And it feels like right now 925 to 950 is it. I'm shorting the top end of that range. And it might just be scalp city. Smash that which I know you guys have already have. And I like this Tilray trade. I'm going to stick with it until 950 breaks. Maybe give it a couple of pennies. I wouldn't go long just yet. Maybe I don't know. I'm not looking at the long just yet until
Here
I'm
we
going
go.
to use this level at 950 to begin with.
Here we go. Let's go. So, yeah, nice little trade here as we're cruising around. I don't know. I don't have anything new on here. We'll just hit some backflips. Yes, a good little absorption there of Twitter. So, nice little trade on that one. And there we go. Tesla, come on, baby. We're long 624, 627.50. A good out there if we can get that. But right now, we're rocking, rolling, cooking with gas once again, guys. Twitter, 50 cents in the money and still ripping. Tesla, $3 in the money. Let's just get this out. 627. Get out of half right here if we can, guys. Big time trading. We're back, man. There's some hot dogs. We'll get the hot dog gun out in a minute.
I like that. Yeah, that's the old school. Keeping it old school, which is fine. There is nothing wrong with keep kicking it old school if you can. One trade I had not talked about since the break here to the downside, right at the open, or right before the open on AEMD. I did catch that short at 3. It is working its way down to pre-market support levels at 260. I will definitely cover some shares. Actually, I'll cover it all in front of that 260. Grab the 40-cent win and look for another re-entry point. But this name starting to slide back in heavy volume as well. Brendan.
I just saw a little headline on this one. MNKD, back to biotech land. They announced this morning their largest shareholder has doubled down, increasing their stake. So 7% move here for Mankind today, guys.
Oh, hells to the
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
And there, sorry about that. There's an out there. Nice little $2.50 out on some of the Tesla shares. Now let's see how highball we can go on this one.
No.
And then Twitter as well. Beautiful, beautiful out there. Goes rockets right back to my number one stock here today. Goes Twitter back to the upside. Let's see if we can still take out 55.80. But there's a 40-cent win, a $2 win here. And then Riot, for some reason I still have these shares. Thought we got out of them all right here. Small position. Let's just exit our Riot trade right here, guys.
Oh, this is, look, I get out in front of that high and say I'm going to go for a dip buy or a breakout on Baidu. It just broke the high. You can actually see my order, which I can go ahead and cancel. It broke 196. Now it's up to 198. So obviously missed opportunity catching that breakout, but you got to be active getting a breakout. I probably didn't cross far enough or deep enough into the book to make sure that I got the fill. If we can get any shot pulling back into this 95, 96 area, I'm definitely going to be taking it here in Baidu, but that long has been fantastic, both the dip on VWAP and now the breakout. I wasn't bottom picking in it. We waited until it went to the upside first and recovered. Either way, it's giving you a nice move. And $200 is next on Baidu. We just stalled it at 198. 200 break is going to be hard to resist. Heck, I might even go a quick little short in front of it if I can get like 95, 96.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, good look. We talked about Baidu in the open there. And if you're joining us for the first time, hit the likes, man. I mean, I don't even know what we're at. Let's just double check it real quick just for you guys. 2.7K. Valeria's definitely not happy. She's actually pretty pissed sitting here, but 2.7K. Let's see if we can get that ramped up here. 3,000, I think, is definitely doable. If you're watching the show and you've hit some winners with us, let's go. Hit those likes, please, if you can. Tesla, man, beautiful win there. 627 looks like a good out. Next stop, hopefully 630. What up, B?
With some blockchain ties here, XNET on the NASDAQ going as well, 340. Look at the volume behind this move as well, $3 up to 340 for XNET, guys.
And all out of AEMD, and it's starting to accelerate on me. Man, I should have probably, instead of getting out, I maybe should have got some more in the consolidation of 280. If this even tests back up into this 80-90 range, I'm going to short more of it. But like I said, if you're not going to take a 40-cent winner in a stock like this, when it had lots of pre-market support at that level, I don't know what it is that you're doing. So we'll line that one up. We'll knock that one out. Laser, on the other hand, is trying to make a secondary push. Like I said, I'd add to it, but I was waiting down here in front of 50s. That doesn't look like it's happening. It just broke 25. If it breaks VWAP, I'm definitely going to be taking some out for a 65 to 75 cent win as a bit of a target. Baidu is approaching 200. It never quite got there. 199, the new high. Wow, this one cannot be stopped. It's a couple of days in a row. We're going absolutely ape you-know-what on Baidu. 200 level is going to be a big one. Got to watch that.
Yeah, Baidu's a good stock there as we watch it go. Yeah, to the moon, actually. Tesla coming back down right now. We could find, I mean, look at our Carnival Cruise. We were short that name, and yeah, that was wrong. Should have gone long where we got out at 80. Wow, $22 for Carnival. Tesla, though, that's the name that we're looking at right here. Probably should have got out. We should probably get out some soon before this loser turns, or this winner turns into a loser. But I'm still using 620. I'm still fine with it. We're out at 2/3 right there. I have a third left, so we're going to give it back to 620 or so backside. But if you are nervous about this trade, you can get out right now and just put that $3 in your pocket and take it out for flat. But I still like it. Twitter, we just took some out again. We still have, now we have our 10% back on Twitter. So good bottom there. Thank God it didn't crack that 54, 80, 90 level where we were in before. Back to the upside goes Twitter, so we still have that one on. Let's just keep on going, Neil. This has been a good day. I know you've had your trade there. Oh, look at DraftKings. I was talking to, again, last night I recommended DraftKings to a few people, and I don't know, we're at 51.70 now, up that 2% today. Nice little move off the bottom. We could be breaking out here on DraftKings. Let's watch a 52 level there.
Oh, Tilray just psyched me out. It broke that 50. I get out because you're scalping. We talked about this when we did our video, Sean. You keep the losses smaller, but you can get shaken out if you're a scalp trader. Now back below that 950 mark, I might look to get back into the shorts. I'm close to getting out of a laser here. A bit of and it's not much, but a bit of sell action on the level 2 at around that quarter mark and just behind it. If it breaks this, that momentum is likely to take me out on the north side of it. So that's what I'm waiting for here on laser. If it pulls back, I still like to dip buy. I haven't gotten into it yet, but the plan certainly is. But back to 200 watch on Baidu, 199.74. So, I mean, it got very, very close. Maybe it was close enough for me to have taken a shot. Of course, I shot. I actually didn't. I was looking for a little bit closer to it, and now it looks like it's pulling back. So I don't know why I wasn't willing to do like 30 cents away from a 200 level. If it pulls back, pie in my face. But I will try. Next time, if it gets up there, I'll try something around that 75.
Yeah, just looking for some more names here. Alibaba, Baidu. Well, we've already talked about Baidu. Baba, BA. That was the other one. Boeing. I wanted to look at. I was just looking at the Bs there. Boeing coming through 231. A nice little move to the high side today, up about that 1%. This is a key level, man. 232.40 here. Only $1 away for Boeing to break that top. I think we definitely like that one. Good job. Oh yeah, and by the way, guys. Thank you so much. We just hit that 3K. Well done. Give it to us, Brent.
Boom. Brendan?
Hey guys, yeah, 10 o'clock. We are having a little technical issue today, so bear with us. Let's have a look at North American markets here. You can see pretty flat right across the board. We are positive now for the S&P, but only just. The Dow back in negative territory, only just 0.02%. Same story for the NASDAQ, positive territory. The Russell, the theme continues on down the board here. We're very flat. Top to bottom ahead of the Fed, remember, coming up at 2 p.m. this afternoon. Let's shift over and have a look at, I want to show you Tilray first. A couple things from the watch list still worth mentioning. I wanted to show you this because this is $9 down here. Got a whole bunch of volume alerts on this one as it came down to 9. So they defended in a big way in front of 9 on Tilray. We'll shift over to the other side of things. Afria weaker all the way back to kind of where we were yesterday, even after we saw the news come out after market, but where the Afria, where the stock closed yesterday afternoon. NBCN was talking about this one right before the open. 115 ended up barely being tested there at the open. Had to have offers out, but we're back below $1, still heading southbound on NBCN. Guys, back to you.
All right, yeah, good look on NVCN there. I'm actually looking right now at NEO, looking to break out the top here through 25. Looks nice. So we'll take a long through 25 on NEO. Looking pretty good. There's the animation. Thank you so much for that. I don't know why we talked about this dip to the downside. I got a bid lower than that. I had a bid at 43.80 or so. Down here, it only goes as low as 43.90. But now we're looking to take out the top here. Let's see if we can make some magic happen on NEO. 45.25. We're going to go pretty good on it. VWAP back here, so you got to give this about 60 or 70 cents. But I like a NEO break right now. 45.25. You'll see me get into this one, guys.
I did get into Baidu this time. We didn't wait too long for it. Here comes that 200 level. Man, it just feels like it's going to burst. There it goes. Just burst through 200, reversed into a long. Of course, we've had both shorts and long positions. The best one was the long trade. 200 on Baidu from a 186 low. At the open, breakouts at 191, dip into that price as well, and now we're breaking through 200, and I don't know where the top is going to be on this name. It just seems like it cannot be stopped whatsoever. Just to go look over at Mara, that continues to test backwards on every single pullback. I'm looking to buy a dip on that one if I can get a shot, but first thing first, Tilray, on the other hand, is another name that has been pretty good, at least I think so far. Like you said, it shook me out, but now finding a bit of a bid. So I'm going to stay away from the short trade until we get to about $10. I will be fading $10 on Tilray. I wish I'd had it off of the open. We talked about a pre-market. If it does come up to that price, you will see me jump into a little something on the south side.
Okay, so Tesla's still bouncing around. Twitter, guys, right back to day's high. So, yeah, we've been slaying the Twitter dragon today for sure. Good look on that if you guys have that with me. Twitter's been a great trade today, guys. What's up, Bren?
Up on Tesla there, Sean, if you're still in it. Looks like a note here from the SEC looking for granting confidential treatment for its exhibits to a Form 10Q. I'm going to look into that, but Tesla receiving a note from the SEC, guys.
I was going to say, Brendan, if you could actually tell me what that means, that would be fantastic. Brendan's going to look into that one. But right now, we can check back on Tesla. And it's right where we're in, literally, right now. So we can get out for flat and then reassess that news. But I'm going to hold it. We already have our bottom of 620. Bounced off there a couple times. So I think we can hold this one. We'll find out more about that news. And then if Twitter starts acting irrational, we'll just get out. But look, if you're stuck in a trade and news comes out, I mean, honestly, there's really not much you can do other than like sit there and kind of take it. So we're going to wait to see there. Or you could get out. But I mean, Tesla's not moving adversely to that right now. So we're going to watch it. We still are long. We took a nice little long there and out. I mean, we're scalpers here if you're joining us for the first time. At least some of the trades are anyways, most of mine. And so we're going to hold this one for a little bit longer. We'll see if we can't get back to 630 here. Maybe that was good news.
And Manny, you asked for it. I will hit it again, and I have an occasion to do it. So if we can hit that Super Mario, I just got out of HTBX right at that same bottom level. Look, you rinse and repeat these trades when you can. Jumping through the same tube and getting the same power up that we got when we got to 650 the last time. I've only talked about one level to short on HTBX and then one support at 6 even, and I'm playing that range like a fiddle, guys. If it comes back, this will be the third time it would test it and the second time since the open. I would not jump back into the short if it goes there one more time, guys. I'm likely just going to hold out for either a 6 break or if it breaks through the 655, just get out altogether. Baidu gave me a buck on that breakout at 200 and then came right back. Maybe I should have taken it, but either way, I'd like to see if it couldn't have gone further than that. Brendan, what's up?
Okay, so 10Q is a short form basically of 10K, which is a yearly form that's filed. So this has to do with their financials. The difference being this is quarterly versus yearly and not as much detailed. So essentially what I get from this is some of the information in that report, the SEC is saying they want it treated confidentially for now, guys.
Okay, so that makes sense, I guess. We'll see what happens with that. I do note on the chat, though, that CCL has turned. I see it, so don't worry. We are going to try to go short at the same spot, 80 break. We liked 80 before to support that level, and now we'll play it. I got to cancel my order. Now we'll play it on the short side there. Good top of 2280. 22.20, 22.18. We can get back up there. I think it's definitely worth another shot at the short. So we'll average into the short up here, but we will take it aggressively if it does break to the downside. Brendan again, what up, bud?
I just saw this one, guys. Even with that news on that LAZR, not really doing anything, hanging out here at 25. But have a look at VLDR. Remember, the other one in the group, much stronger so far today, up nearly 8%, even though it's LAZR with the positive news, guys.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I was literally just looking at Laser, which turned right around. I talked about those sell orders that were there. Once they broke, I got out on the north side of that for that 70-cent win, using that momentum. So people saw that size in level 2 and decided, oh my gosh, if it breaks, it's going long. Yeah, there you go. Thanks for getting us out. And then it's basing out right here. I got in at 24.70. I'll take another shot at it. I like that bottom, so I'm going to use it as a bit of an out and see if I can't get around the same price. I'm not going to chase it because I don't know where the momentum is in this name. It just seems like it's faded off a tiny little bit here. So I'm going to wait patiently for a passive bid on that particular name. Tilray didn't quite get to 10. I mean, it got to like 9.85. That's, you know what, this is going to happen to you. Maybe if I was way more aggressive, I could have been sitting here in the 80s to fade that trade and I would have made a 20-cent win. That wasn't what I was looking for, so I don't have it. Either way, $10 still going to be the level for me to play off of, guys.
I'm seeing some news here on Datadog. We just went long on that on a little bit of a break. Brendan, when you have that, we'll find out. But we did go long Datadog. It just breaks up there. It's probably, we're not huge into it. We'll find out what's going on with them. But if they have a 103 backside here, back to VWAP, we could average into Datadog. So let's do that if it does come back down here. We are in, it's very light. I mean, we just kind of, the spread is 40 cents. So we'll wait for Datadog to come back to 103 and change. But something happening over here on Mr. D-Dog. What's up?
Of that yet, but just some rumors flying around about takeover chatter possibly for Datadog. Want to mention just real quick, guys, before we go back, JP Morgan also busy today with a Peloton upgrade. So Peloton to the upside here, 4.5% for Peloton, guys.
Yes, we love Peloton. I'm long that one. We gave the Peloton the thumbs up in our swing account. I might just get out, man. I'm long 118 on Peloton. I didn't even thank you for that, Brandon. That makes my day a little bit. We went long on this breakout right here on Peloton. It was right at the 50 period moving average, and now Peloton all the way back to all-time highs. And your boy has that one. I hope you do as well. Peloton, a good swing trade, man. We put that on our Twitter back at 118 and change. We talked all about Peloton. Hell yeah, big win there. We'll get out of that soon, guys.
Yeah, and I hope you guys were paying attention when it was on Monday. We were talking to Mark Roberts, and we were asking him about possible, takeover wins on Merger Monday after Slack acquisition. And what were the names that we mentioned? Dropbox, Datadog. So the fact that you get some chatter here is not even remotely surprising. Certainly that was your chance to buy it off 100, but around that 100 level, even if you go back a little further, you could have bought a better dip. If it can maybe get, when you get news like this and it's just rumors for the time being, if you ever get a dip back to the original price, it's always worth defending. So I'll take a shot here at 102 to 102.50 on a retracement play. I can tell you that the party might be over on Baidu. At least I took the long break. You can see, well, the short would have worked out fine, but I did take the long break. That lost, so we get back a buck on that name. I could have held the short, but look, the short goes against you well over $1, and then you don't know where the top is going to be. So I did have a hard stop right at 200 even. So I'm going to lose on that every single time I take it. If you do get that break, Datadog might not pull back for me. So a little bit of chagrin there. Back over to a Tilray, which I know has been a bit of a story. That 10, missing this 10 is probably going to be the bane of my existence today. We're right back to 950, guys. So all the weakness that we thought would come into it did. It just couldn't get to $10, not even to 990 on that little pushback to the upside. Maybe if we can hold VWAP here, it's worth a short at the 950 mark, what we were doing a little bit earlier.
Okay, and right now, so yeah, we did get that Datadog reload downside there. So 103, not reload, we're averaging in. We'll use down here where we started. So if Datadog wants to come back and we'll see what happens. At that point, we'll get out at 102.50. There's the CCL short. Damn it, I just wish we never got blown out of it in the first place. But now that we're back into it, we have to look to see where we're going to get out. I don't want to give it all the way back to the high again. I mean, it'll be too big of a hit. I don't see why not 22 even as a good spot, but we are now back short on this name, and we're doing quite well on it right now. On a short 78 right now is CCL falling down. So a good little trade here on CCL. We don't have anything to worry about going downside. Let's take a little piece off, but we do have this trade on CCL to the downside, guys.
Good look there. I've got my first dip into Datadog back into that retracement. Like I said, if it gives you that first price, we're going to have a quick look. You know what? I didn't expect there to be too much on Fisker, but it's literally been less than nothing. So I'm going to throw that. I actually had some stops and some orders for maybe potential breakout trade. I'm going to throw those away. It's just no movement whatsoever on Fisker. So you heard us talk about it off the open. It's no longer interesting to me today. SIOX, which was on our watch list, this one, you guys can read up on it if you want to. Gene Therapies, I don't know, I just wanted to give you the actual name there. It is making a bit of a ramp up. There was a push on volume a few minutes ago, 10 minutes or so ago, and now it's looking like it might make a run at the top here. So I'm not short this one, but if it gets to that 420 and rolls over, it cannot break the highs. I would jump into that short. It's going parabolic now. Watch out for halts. Watch out for a break of that high day, technically 426. I'm going to short in front of it if I can. The second it looks like a rollover, I'm going to try to play it. It did make a bump up just now to 4 even. It looks like it just broke 4 even now. That's why I'm not taking the 4 short. I'm looking for that 4 quarter, guys.
Okay, so Datadog bouncing. We're still waiting for that 102.50. Maybe there's nothing on there. Brendan will come if he does hear anything else about that. But it's still a light position for us, but we'd like to win on everything. So we'll wait on that. And then CCL 22, give it to us, Brendan.
Eye out for Datadog. This one as well. SPI Energy, if you remember way back when, this had pretty epic short squeeze all the way up through $47, but we're back to 8. Starting to go here on decent volume, 6% for SPI Energy.
SPI Energy. We are still watching Twitter as that's still at the day high. So happy with the way that one's performing. But yeah, we missed it getting out at the very high, 56. So let's put an order right here as well. If we can get it maybe midway, 55.90. We still are long this one and long and in charge of Twitter right now. So really happy with our price. 55.11 as you can see on the bottom of Twitter. So a good trade right there for us. Let's just see if it goes back to the day's high, 55.90 or so. Here we go. Market coming back a little bit here, so we got to be careful with this one, guys.
Yeah, market came back. That's going to get me back into laser. So basically the same levels that we had before. If it takes out that bottom, certainly going to get out of this trade. You know, actually, now that it's the second time through, I'm actually going to cover this one at a 50 break instead of allowing it to go all the way to the low. That's one of those things. I talk about it. If you're sort of scalp trading off of a level, the more times it goes there, the more eyeballs on it, the more longs that are probably saying, ooh, I can play a bounce off of this level. That'll be good. Yeah, that just means more resistance on the upside and a bigger break to the downside as well. Today, I don't need to go back to that one because we both sort of covered it there. But David's T, whew, this is going to be one of those, you look at a level and there was resistance at $3 and 290. And when I saw it again on that long, I just said, got to get out of this because that would be looking a gift horse in the mouth if we didn't. All the way back to even. They're just treating this news like it doesn't even matter. $2 the previous close. I don't know if it can hold that. I think maybe there might be another push, but that should have been a retracement play once I noticed there was reason to get out of the long. Unfortunately, I didn't do it, so we got to move on from that. Laser starting to bounce back up. I will take some out in front of 25, some out in front of VWAP. I don't even expect necessarily that I'll get the same push that we did before, but if I can get 40 to 50 pennies, perfectly happy with that on laser. Brendan?
Big mover past couple of days here. VERU just popping back up. We're getting back towards the day highs up here at 10:30 from the pre-market, but volume coming back into this VERU. Got up above 12 a couple days back, guys.
Palantir, we're going to do a new trade here, hopefully for you guys very, very soon. I like a break of Palantir here to go higher. 25.65. Sorry, 26. Yeah, 25.65. What am I doing? The trigger price there, we'll fix that. This little bit of a break. We've already tried it, so we're going to try one more time. Sorry, it's 70. 65 was the break spot there, but it breaks it, goes only to 70 there and stops. So we're going to use these little wicks as being real, because why not? Only 3 pennies too high there. So 25.70, that was the drop spot right there. We did get out of our Twitter though, so we have to tell you about that one as it does break back down below here, the 60 mark right here. So we get out of that off this 55.11 long. Twitter still my #1 stock on the day. I mean, Bitcoin is there as well. But there goes CCL, guys. A nice little move to the downside. Yes, sir. Making that money back on CCL. A nice little tank here. A good out. 21.65. Took that. Now we're still moving to the downside. Watch out for 21.50. We're excited, if you can't tell, right now about CCL. Let's see if this one keeps going to the downside. We got you, man. You got us once. We got you the second time, CCL. Brendan.
There's this new SPAC today. We had this one on the watch list. NPA, New Providence acquisition, up 5.5%. Just broke through that last little pivot there, 1085, back to the upside on decent volume. This is an interesting story. It's Space Mobile. So the company they're going to take public is going to launch satellites into space to provide wireless service right across the world. Apparently 1.6 billion people could have access to this, guys.
With a B.
That is a big number. This is a solid level here on VERU, and it just turned around. I was actually ready to say if we break 1035 on Veru, that's what I'm calling it. I was going to look for a bit of a breakout trade, but the turn came first. A bid here at on 1010 at 25,000 shares to show you on the level 2. That might hold it up, and then if it does, I would look to short into that 1035 level off of this bid rather than try to sell through 1010. That would have been ideal, but if it can't hold, I don't want to take a price that's too far away from that 1035. So unfortunately, I ended up missing that trade. It is what it is. I was actually looking for a long break first. I did just get into SIOX, of course. We just mentioned this one, making a run towards that high of the day. So might have missed Veru, but got into this one at 414. Of course, that top is 4.25. I'll be getting out on the north side of that. If it comes back down to like this 390 area, certainly there was support there, or at least a bit of a pullback support. I'll take some out. If it gets down to VWAP, I'll definitely take some more out of that one. But SIOX, first position for me of the day, looks like we got a bit of a runner here. If it breaks the high, I'm not going long in this one, but certainly it does look like a bullish look off of this like 350 breakout from earlier.
I mean, we're loving life right now. Yeah, good look on all. I mean, look, we're crushing some of these names today, guys. I mean, good look here on CCL. We're just getting back to positive. So, again, you know, we tell the truth here. We talk about our winners. We talk about our losers. And we did get crushed on this short. Not crushed, but we did get out at 21.80 there. Thank God we got that. And we take the 80 break again to the downside. Believe in your trades, man. Believe in your ideas. So we make some money back. And this is what we talk about with risk management. I mean, if you're just going to not learn anything from our channel, please learn at least the fact that, you know, you got to size up. Someone asked us questions like, when do you size up? What kind of risk do you take off the open? All this kind of rhetoric. But the thing is, guys, is that, look, you need to know your own risk tolerance and then what kind of target do you have? I always talk about, I hit my daily target today real early, but the point is, we've lost a little bit since then, but the point, you know, you got to trade aggressively, you got to know what you're doing. I have one negative day in December and 3 in November. The one in December was the DoorDash IPO, and we talked about how I misplayed that, so there are going to be examples where you fall on your face a bit, but still a great month, one negative day, and it's because of this kind of stuff, man. You risk manage, so your big losses don't turn into anything. That's why we trade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've traded 7 names today. That doesn't mean that they're supposed to do that, but like you can't have, you know, make $100 on one name, make 100 on another, then lose $1,000 on another. That doesn't work. You have to risk manage, and I think that that's really what keeps me and Neil sort of level-headed here on some of our wins and in our losses, because we're not swinging for fences here, guys. We're actually trading.
Exactly, and I just got into more shares of that SIOX, and one of the things we talked about, I mean, I'll say this, when you're shorting in front of a freight train, one of the things I do anyways, is try to get some of the position, or even if I can, the bulk of the position, when it's on the way down, not on the way up. It does mean if you want to risk manage, you're going to be giving up upside. There's no way to control downside without giving upside, whether it means less shares, waiting for a turn. Either way, the turn might be on. You're going to see I just got filled there, so let's go with yeehaw, because look, it's a 10:20. We're going to do a small cap recap, and I see Brendan out of the corner of my eye, so I use the yeehaw for my first exit there. For a 20-cent win, I'll work this one all the way out down towards VWAP, and hopefully even lower than that. SIOX first trade for me is a winner, but it's not over yet. And it is a small cap, and oddly enough, it is time for the small cap recap. Let's go to Brendan at the big screen.
Perfect.
About that time, let's have a look at some small cap names we were dealing with in the pre-market. Wanted to start with this Biocardia, BCDA, big mover past couple of sessions. So I was looking at this one. We had the offering, obviously. My point, simply, you're never going to predict when this happens. If you find yourself involved in something that an offering is released in, congratulations, great. But this is never a planned trade. This is just, you know, coincidence at best. But the levels I was looking at on this, 720 and then all the way up to 765, 775, a little bit of an area from yesterday. So I actually wanted this one to kind of get up into that 7 to 720, give you an opportunity to add more to this. But they released the offering, and ho-hum. We are down on the day, obviously. AEMD, the other one, got back below 3. Neil walked you through this one. Great level from both this morning, and then if you go back a couple of months, there was a big level around 3. So broke back down through that, gave you a really, really great chance to be short in front of 3. We're breaking down through 250 now. So yeah, decent trade. Still 52% for that one. HTBX, positive news, yes, but this is a weak stock overall. $7 at the top. It was kind of 670, was a bit of a pivot. You can see resistance a couple of times here for this one, HTBX, but another one grinding to the downside, just broke $6, guys. Back over to you.
All right.
I don't think I didn't see you with that short there in AEMD. Well done, Brendan. You got in like 5 times. I got in once. For the win, as usual, Sean.
Yeah, Brendan, rocking. I just want to go back. Thank you for all the kind words on the education. I mean, this is what we're doing. And look, you guys want to get educated up here. I mean, this is the thing. Like, I'm still positive on Tesla, guys. Like, and how is that possible? It's because, look, you get out here. We got out at 627. We understand that there was these levels there. We get out, and then when this breaks, man, we get out. And look, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Like, this is not a perfect trade, but we'll go roller coaster because that's what it's been like on Tesla today. You're seeing the market fall down here, guys, right? So look at this out. Nice stretch there, Valeria. Look at this out here as we come to the downside on Tesla. Like 619, I'm not holding the bag on this Tesla trade, right? And I think that that's something that you have to understand. If you don't have your outs, then you're going to continue to get crushed on these names, right? And remember what else we said, like just because it's being upweighted doesn't mean jack anything to the stock. You saw actually when it was reverse splitting, it ramped up like crazy the week or so before, and then it started to come down a little bit. So watch out for Tesla. 4.25%. Wow, that got cracked. And what else has got cracked is hot dogs for everybody. Look at this one. We love this animation. There it is, guys. The hot dog gun is there for you. Look at CCL. Boom! It comes right back from the dead, and we hit the hot fire on this short, right to the downside there. We believe in that. Shout out to my man Daryl Flinch there on the chat. If you're there, I haven't been watching the chat today. My eyes have been everywhere, including Bitcoin, including CCL, including Royce to 5.9, which isn't moving. I don't even know why I'm trading this name. Look at this Twitter out again, guys. The same kind of thing. It does come back out, but now you're not absorbed in that in there. Look, it's been a positive day for us. We're really super happy with the action, but we got to find some shorts, man. This market, I think, just going negative now. Watch out for that 12,440. We're a little ways away, but NASDAQ cracking here, it looks like.
Yeah, and it doesn't hurt when you have one of the, look, and obviously, these stocks that are gappers and runners, they don't care too much about what the market is doing, but if they're already rolling over and you get a bit of a flush like you see that in the futures, usually you're going to get a push. That got me some shares out on SIOX into VWAP here, so we're shorting in the teens. My last entry prices were on the way down, so my best prices were early at 15. My last price was 8. That's what I have on still. We're about 20 pennies in the money. If it breaks through VWAPs, 375 next out. And then if we can get down to 360, I'll be very, very pleased with that. I'm actually going to have some passive orders on the way down to make sure that I take profit without having to necessarily have my eyeballs on the stock when it's running in the money for me. Datadog breaks 101.50. That's too far for me, but I like these plays when there's speculation. If it finds a base, you can hang on to it maybe even all day long, and then it'll bounce back to the upside. I did miss this one, and Sean just talked a little bit about risk management, guys. This is the thing, and I mentioned this, when laser tests this level, one time, maybe technically 2 or 3 times, and then one more time here, I said, tighter stop, not giving it to the low of the day. I'm actually going to give it to that 24.50. It breaks 24.50, I get out. It's now gone an extra $1. The more times the level is tested, the more eyeballs on it, the more people taking the long, trying to scalp it, and the more people even thinking shorts when it breaks. So all of those things pile up against you as a short-term long trade. That's why we had the tighter stop instead of that bottom. Save ourselves about 15 or 20 pennies or so on lasers so we can still actually be up on the stock when it breaks against us.
Yeah, and that's the point, right? And that's what we keep talking about there. And that's why, I can't tell you enough about risk management and obviously how important that is. Look at Twitter right now, like falling on its face, right? How can we still be winning on these longs? Well, we just explained to you exactly how. So hopefully there's no misunderstanding on what Neil and I are saying. Check out our Market Wisdom page. We do have a lot of topics there to talk exactly about everything. We did a great scalping video that will be released very soon, Miss V. We'll be releasing that on the chat. Look at this out, man, 21.45 on CCL. I said we got to try to find something short. I love Mr. Softy. It's my favorite stock. Not only, it's not my favorite stock to own. I do own it, but we're going to wait on that. Here we go, Mike. Come on, chart. Microsoft been holding up pretty well here today. Still up that 1% as the NASDAQ does fall. So let's get long and aggressive on this one, man. 216.50. Let's take a long through Microsoft here when it breaks 216.50. If the market goes, this stock's pretty strong. It only drops down to 216. So here we go, man. 50 cents worth of risk. So this is what we're talking about. You share size accordingly now with 50 cents worth of risk. If you can absorb $500, you take 1,000 shares. It's pretty simple. Let's wait to see what happens here on this break. I like it. 216.50 here on Softy. I do want to go back and look at Twitter at some point as well because that's dropped a little bit too much now. 55 even for Twitter, guys.
At some point, I will go back to look at Baidu and show you guys it's at 195. The 200 short worked, but you had to hold it through the break or get back in on the way down. I didn't hold it through the break or get back in, so pie in my face. I just got into Viru for the first time here. Remember that 1035 top? On the north side of that, I'll get out of it. But similar to that trade in SIOX, I'm trying to roll into this one. I'll add on the way down if it holds up at this 10-15 area. I got 19s to start. See if I can't find a way to add to it. Brendan at the desk. What's up, buddy?
Microvision. Talked about this one a little bit yesterday. This is another one of those laser-guided autonomous vehicle companies, MVIS. Big move up yesterday to 4.5. Just broke day lows there on a volume spike through 375. So another one, there's that laser VLDR, now MVIS as well, down 10% today, guys.
I knew I was forgetting one of them. I was like, it's VLDR. That's the one I didn't have on my quote board. I just got some more shares in Veru here. I'll stop adding in front of 1030 because if it breaks that, it's probably making a run at the high of the day. And that's where my out is going to be. So there's a last entry point. I actually got like 28s there. If it takes out 1035, I want to give it a few pennies there just in case it's a fake break. This feels a little bit stronger than SIOX, which is continuing its flush. So while that one works, Veru does not. And this is kind of a learning experience right here. If you don't have a hard stop or you miss your stop, you throw everything away that I would have made in SIOX here on VERU, which looks like for now it's going to be a little bit strong. It hasn't broken the top yet, but it certainly could any minute now. If there's a trade that we forgot about, it is Snowflake. It is nowhere near 335, but I was looking for this maybe to catch a bid and then get above VWAP and take another entry point alongside. Neither one of those things look like they're going to be imminent in the future, and with the market looking at least a little bit weak, maybe this isn't Snowflake's day. I really thought a 335 break could happen today. Maybe it'll be tomorrow or later on in the week. Either way, we'll have a look when it does.
Okay, yeah, Snowflake, good stock there. We did have Microsoft. We did take a little bit off there. 151 we're long at there, and out 160. So there's a little bit there for 9-10 pennies. We did a scalping video. We talked about that. But here we go to the high side right now. We'll see if we get some more out. High side 68. We're already 65 is the high of the day. We are long Microsoft. Look at the NASDAQ continuing to go here. So again, a stock that's a little more aggressive than the NASDAQ. We picked this one to go long. Microsoft's been our friend for a very, very long time. So let's stay that way, Mr. Softy. I've been a good guy this year. So let's see if we can get a Christmas present right now, going to the upside on Microsoft right now. We'll take it, man. We already did take it, but watch out for this backfill, 215.90 or so. If we can't, if we take that, we take that. But that's going to be my out. So still trying to go 216. The high is 65. Nothing wrong with taking some out right now if you did want it. We are trying to scalp this. We have more shares than normal, but here it goes, 10, 12 cents in the money. Let's take a little bit more off as we're at day's high. There it is. We're at 68. We got 68s there. Boom, there it is. Yes, sir. A nice little trade there on the high side of Microsoft. 73, 74, 75. A nice 25-cent win here for Mr. Softy.
Yeah, and look, I could go directly over to SIOX, and I'll cover that one at some point and show you guys the secondary flush and the winner there. But I gave, and I talk about this every now and then on VRU, I gave this like a few extra pennies above that pre-market top just to try not to make the top wick, and then for now, I still did. So anyways, so it turns out I give it an extra 5 cents to see if I can't hang on to it on a break, and I make the top, hopefully. No, you know what? And I don't care. It doesn't matter if I make the top wick or not. It just looks funny on a chart. But it does look like it's going to grind a little bit higher here. I said I wasn't going long in the same. I'm not going to. I'm not going to chase it. Daddy Dog is trying to bounce here. If you're taking this trade on the dip, you're doing it because you can think you can get back at least close to the highs. I might be in this one for the greater part of the day, at least until a Fed number when you can really move the markets potentially. So I'm not taking anything out yet. Got to get to at least 104 before I do that or close to it. Brennan, what's up?
Just got an alert on this one. TAP, guys. Molson Coors just popping up here, 1.3%. Just made a day high. We're getting back into some significant levels on the daily chart for TAP as well. There was a Deutsche Bank upgrade on this, but there was also a court ruling that came back in their favor about a infringement court case that was back from last year. But TAP having a nice day, 1.3%.
I mean, cannabis in play now, and now apparently also booze back in play there for Molson Coors. What's up to Canada? More names there on the Canadian side of things, obviously, with Molson Coors. Microsoft making moves, but not really doing much here. Not as much as we had wanted to. Up to 63, our best outs there. Where did we get out? What is this price? 73? Okay, just ahead of 75. You guys know that we trade in front of quarters, so we're actually out now of half of Microsoft. We did believe in it, but I still do. do. So we're out of half. We're going to hold the rest, and that's it. So we're going to hold the rest back to a 215, 216 break. If that does happen, we're going to get out. But right now, Microsoft to the high side, a good one for us. I said we'd look back at Twitter that it's dropped a little bit too much now. I think that's probably correct. But look, it's basing out right now. I think we need at least a 55-20 break to get even a little more aggressive, 55-25. So if we break to the high side again on this name, we'll take it. So a 55-25 break. Remember, we're already long right now, Microsoft. So we already got some exposure to the tech side of things. So I still like the trade, but it needs to go through 55-25 if we're going to take things. You can see the profits at the bottom, man. Right now we're holding CCL. This is 20 cents in the money. We're holding Microsoft. This is also now 20 cents in the money. And then I don't even know, Rolls-Royce not moving. Like I have one fill. This is what this looks like. Crazy stock. I thought I could make a penny. I guess not. What's up, Bren?
One from the biotech group had to double check this was a small cap, and it is actually a small cap. Castle Biotech, CSTL 12, almost 13% here. Just broke $69.70. Yeah, it's fairly highly priced, but look at the volume coming in here. So decent move for Castle Biotech. They announced an offering this morning and are still up 12.5%. Valeria is watching what is going on over in Europe this morning. V, what is up?
Hey Brandon, European shares hit their highest since February. Altis Europe trading in Amsterdam is up more than 23% after its founder increased a buyout offer to take the company private. Back to you.
Yeah, I saw that one in New York as well. You can trade that Altis here in New York as well, guys.
I mean, how much better of a day to release a scalping video when my Microsoft looks like this? Bang, 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 bang. Yes, sir. Hot dogs for everybody if you're along with me here. And we talked about why we trade this way, when it's appropriate to trade this way. And here it is, man, scalping. Look at the market, not really doing a whole hell of a lot. So we choose to scalp Softy. And the best part about it is, like I told you, that's what we were doing, right? So it's just one of those things where things are just magically coming out for us here on Mr. Softy. So let's just keep rolling that to the high side. There it is, another out now on Microsoft. So wow, 217, 215. Remember I told you, like we were giving this backside here, 215, 90, 216. So that's about 50, 40 cents there on that one. And here's a 40-cent win. So 1-to-1 ratio there on the high side, but we scalp it out. So a good little trade. Let's see what happens if we break 217. But there it is, guys. Microsoft continuing spinning some cash for your boy on this side. But it's been a profitable day for all of us here on the show. I hope it has been for you as well.
I really hope so. And like Math Hoffa did to T-Rex, we're punching through on SIOX. Click, click, boom, turn your dome into a stadium. That was a great line, by the way. Check that out on YouTube if you can. But either way, nice little move to the downside here. But it's reverse parabolic to the downside. And the only reason I'm saying parabolic is because you made some Softy trades there, Sean. And you're not hydrated, I saw a couple of people saying there. So let's make sure we do that. The more exciting it is, the more amped up we get. I haven't even done much damage to my water either. But you got to stay hydrated. Just to go back over to one other name, not to ignore HTBX, but I'll do this from time to time. And it was like that AEMD that Brennan mentioned. When these things start to slide against you, there's no re-entries. It's not getting to 650 again. I already said I would go to break-even stop. I'm going to give this one to VWAP now. See if it can't run down to that 550, 560 area, get the last little target there. What I said about Datadog still rings true. If it gets to 104, maybe I'll start taking it out for over $1 win because I think it's certainly worth that maybe to test towards those highs. 105 is the high. And if it takes out the high in speculation, I want to make sure I get some exposure to the bigger move. When it goes in the money, that's what you want to do. So HTBX, I'm not adding on any kind of a pop again. And now I'm moving my stop into that 635 area instead of 650.
Oh my God, and there's Softy there, nice out again at 97 there. So that's actually the high there. Or was it 97 or 96? The high there, we have an order at 97, we just got out at 95 there. So yeah, we're getting paid to trade right now, guys. We're just getting, there it is. Boom, another one. I mean, it's the same stock, but we are scalping this one to go now. So a big little trade here, a big trade for me on Microsoft. We talked about using more shares than normal. It was a nice break. We had the NASDAQ going. We had Softy higher than normal. And I want to thank you guys out there because it was somebody on the chat. And again, I'm trading kind of crazy. We are waiting for more things. I have over 186 fills today, 24 cents in the money here on whatever this is, Carnival. Like I said, I don't even know know my own stocks right now. Carnival Cruise 2150, got some bids down there. Royce to 5.9 not doing anything. We're trading some Bitcoin if you notice, but all of these shorts have gotten run over. So again, the market on Bitcoin right now, 20,580. So Bitcoin 20,580 on a nice little move to the high side. Go down, CCL. Neil, we got this one. Let's go, CCL. Big trade alert on this one. Breaking now, breaking lower. We have the short at VWAP. This is another banger for us.
Absolutely, and I'm not ignoring Tilray here, but it's starting to get at least a little bit boring. If it doesn't test that 10, get closer, I'm not going to be able to short it, and it did not hold below VWAP either, so that's the reason for no trades since a couple of shorts that we had on Tilray, not nearly as active as I thought I was going to be on that particular name. I do want to quickly, if I can, go back to Datadog just to show you guys. I want to show you the higher time frame here. Whoops. And of course, please tell me this did not also freeze. Yeah, sorry, my 15 has frozen on me. So either way, what I wanted to let you guys know is that it's back above 103. This is not the right chart, but it's back above 103. If it gets to 104, just shy of that, I'll take some of this out on Datadog. I have 102.75 as my price, but I'll fix the chart and get this one back to you guys.
Yeah, we've already we lost on Datadog there because it did flip through the bottom. We did try longs here on that news and basically bought the top, but that's why it's such a light trade for me. Like, it's going to show on the bottom that we lost $2, but I mean, it doesn't really do anything to the net there. You don't take that many shares. You know, we're much more focused on this banger because this is a good one, man. I mean, hopefully you guys have some Microsoft love. I want to thank everybody for that shout out. Microsoft, my favorite stock. We haven't traded in a while. And there it is. Bang, 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 bang. Straight to the upside. Like, this is what we're talking about, guys. This is a 75-cent win right now on Mr. Softy. And we only risked downside 50 cents. So already, bang. Nice win on Softy. Go! Again, man, I love this stock. One of the highest holdings in my portfolio. Disney, Google, Apple, Softy. To say I like the tech space would be obviously true. But we also do hold Boeing, Peloton in our swing account as well. But look at this, man. Microsoft, let's take another piece off. What a big banger this has been, guys. I hope you liked it so far today. We'll give a little wink for anybody that has this with me. And I can give it back to you guys. Thank you so much for the call on Softy because that was an easy one for me to take right there. Bang! Good win here.
Definitely a great look on Microsoft. You always go back to the well on the names that you know and love the best, or the ones your P&L's the best on, whether you like them or not. Actually, I didn't think Moderna was going to do this so quickly. We tested 140 and broke, and came right back to this 135. So once again on the lows of the day. Man, if it takes out the bottom, there's just so much of a gap fill. This is actually still very close. It's still my best stock so far. Of course, position pending. But if Moderna continues to fill to the downside, of course, my 15 doesn't want to go. 30 minutes doesn't want to go back further. Look at the daily chart. If this could get to 130 at some point on a 135 break, so the bottom goes, do watch out. I think that 130 is going to stand out. You can see that today. And then from there, someone said 110. Yeah, stands out like a sore thumb. So much room to come back in on Moderna. It's been a good short. Might be another one through a bottom break here. But for now, let's go to Brendan. I do see the big screen, and we are ready for our sector watch.
Hey guys, yeah, let's have a look at the S&P 500. We'll show you what is in charge so far today. We are positive, but only 0.2% for the S&P at this point. Pretty mixed if you have a look at the board from a high. I want to point out a couple of things. Where did Dish go? Here it is. Dish down here in the communication services down 7% today on a debt raise, $2 billion debt raise for Dish. Twitter right below it, 3.6% to the upside. JP Morgan liking them. Overall, this group basically flat on the day, those two kind of offsetting each other. Consumer discretionary stocks were leading the way to the upside initially, but have come back a bit. Chipotle here, 5.3%. DLTR, eBay, we have Gap there as well, down 3%. L Brands, Expedia to the downside as well. So these kind of offsetting each other. They are positive, but only just. RCL, NCLH, LVS, some of the travel names under pressure. Once again, the hotels are here as well. Yum Brands, though, 1% to the upside. Domino's, 1% to the upside. So again, kind of seeing that offset action, but CMG leading the way there for the consumer discretionary names. Over here, you can find all of the airlines in negative territory again today. Mentioned early weakness in these versus some of the cruise lines that were a little bit stronger. But UAL, Dow, Alaska, Love, and AAL all down 1.5 to 3% on the day. SWK 4% to the upside over in the capital goods, offsetting some of this weakness, but the entire group otherwise in negative territory. It's all about the tech shares as far as strength is concerned. There's PayPal 1.8% now, and FTNT leading the way 1.823%. Semiconductors, though, have a look at that group. This is the semiconductor group. All of them in negative territory, offsetting. So that typically means we're dead flat, 0.16% to the upside. Back over to Neil.
And as you say it, Brendan, he finished the sentence and I finished the trade. I'm going to go with a bullseye because why not? Actually, I played a lot of darts in my youth. I was actually pretty good at it back in the day. You wouldn't want to catch me in a bar getting hustled in a game of darts. We had one at home, but I like the bullseye action here on SIOX. And this is the thing, like it didn't work for me on VERU, but you have a stop. I'll go back to it, and hopefully I didn't make top wick there on that short. But we did get the rollover here. This is on a 3-minute, just so I can show you a little bit of yesterday's action on the same name. In the aftermarket. And when you have consolidation and another run up post-market here, and then holding some of those support levels at 336, I'm not going to attempt to hold all the way down into the perfect price. I'm going to scalp out of it. You know, my last exit point is going to end up being a 60-penny winner on a $4 name. We'll take that all day, every day on SIOX. Not hunting the long trade. That's not what I'm looking for at all here. Maybe there is one. Maybe you guys like it. I'm not going to be trying my hand into that. I do want to go back over to, if I can, just Snowflake starting to make a bit of a move here. It's trying to get above VWAP, maybe ramp up into a push to the upside. I still have been looking for that 335 break off the top, and it's not necessarily the 1 minute that's going to give you the best look for that. I'm going to drop it into the 15-minute chart just so you can see what we were talking about a little bit earlier on in the pre-market. If it gets through to this level here, you look at the actual high of the day here, you go back a couple of sessions on the way down, bit of consolidation, 335 has got to be the mark for me, and then that's where it fills in most of that gap, hopefully to 350, 360. So patiently waiting for Snowflake. It's just not there yet. Brendan, what's up?
Boeing, guys, just watching the shares. First of all, I'll show you this. Just about to make a day low. 228 coming into play again. It's been down here already this morning, but apparently the CEO talking about it's going to be years for them to recover from the pandemic-related and also grounding-related issues that Boeing has had of late, and they're suspending any kind of salary increases, merit-based salary increases for 2021, guys.
Interesting.
Not great. Yeah,
Be patient with Boeing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm long that one, 217. We talked about that. We also got a new position alert, so we'll fire off some hot dogs here. We got Sonos right now, long 2251, decent amount of risk on this one. We're going to give this one back to 2235-ish, which is the VWAP, which is 32. So a nice little trade here for Sonos. Hopefully, we'll see if that one wants to continue to run. And I mean, look at this. We can't just keep talking about the same thing, can we? But we'll just hit Hydration Nation because we can see clearly now. Because look at Softy, man. We just tweeted that out. You can follow me at TraderTV, Sean at TraderTV.live as well. We tweeted this one out. And someone said, like, will Sean give us a banger again today? I mean, take your pick, which one. But Microsoft is a good one. Bang, 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 bang to the upside there. CCL, we took a shot early and missed, but now we didn't. So we are now short here, making it all back. I'll put that one into the positive section right now. And then other than that, man, Alibaba's making moves to the high side. DraftKings has pulled back a little bit. I don't really see too much. I know you just went over Tilray there.
Oh,
That's also making moves. But there goes Sonos. We'll just watch this one, see what happens.
Oh man, you're gonna haunt me, Baidu. So yesterday I talked about this. I probably talked about it a few times this week. Where if you really, really like a level, you go in front of it like that 200 on Baidu, you get stopped out and it failed to break to the upside and it slams back down. Just jump back into the short. Now the problem is I did try a long breakout. Because I had a bit of a bias to the long side when really that's an obvious failed break. It's just like take another shot at it at 199 or 199.50. Bye-bye, Baidu. Look, it's still up 5%. And of course, you've been watching the last couple of days. You're still crushing it because it's been a big mover. But back below VWAP, that's a retracement I was looking for. Unfortunately, I don't get it. Datadog is approaching that 105. I'll definitely take some out in front of it, but I still want to break at the high of the day, and I want to be holding this one. Not all day long because it is still Fed day, and the market does move sometimes at 2 o'clock, and you might want to get out of some trades, momentum trades before that. Just to come back over to, not Bitcoin, where are you? HTBX. Yeah, back above 6 even. So it does feel like there's a chance that after a couple of tests at that 6, I might not get that further push to get what would have been hopefully like a close to $1 win on that stock. I don't know if it's going to happen now that it makes a bit of a bottom here at 6 even, 590 a couple of times holding on that even break. If it doesn't go the last time, I will just take my profits at about 610, lock in like 35 pennies or so on HTBX and be happy with the trade that we got.
Yep. I mean, not every stock is going to go every time for us, guys. So good trade. We just took out 10 cents on Sonos. Obviously, that's not what we're waiting for, but we did scalp out at 20% there for that win. So we'll wait on Sonos, but I do like it to the high side. We've talked about why there was some new deals there today. And look, if you're joining us for the first time, make sure. I don't have it. Oh, there it is. Is today December 16th? I don't even know the date anymore. It is.
Yes.
Morning Movers. Yeah, thanks, Brendan. Morning Movers right here, guys. We do have, I just looked down at my calendar for that one. So Morning Movers, guys, grab it. Apple, Sonos. This is the reason why, man. We talked about them getting a new deal here with Legrand's Nouveau there, multi-room wireless audio product. So understanding their IP, getting involved, Twitter, Tilray, they're all right here, guys. So, I mean, if you are interested in any of this, get it for absolutely free. It's Trader TV. It's watchlist.tradertv.live. Miss V will drop that in there. A quick little check here. How many people do we have watching right now? We got to get to 4,000. Like 3.2, is that even right? Guys, 6,500 people watching. Let's see if we can't get that rocking and rolling. Hit the like, please. We do this for you every single day. We have a video coming out with scalping as well. Let's see if we can't get to that 4K mark. I know Valeria is looking at 4,000 there and likes what she sees, so let's see if we can't get that. But look, if you don't like winners, then turn your head, because look at Microsoft. Boom! That's a big one for us. We'll just do a backflip there. I can't do it in real life, obviously, but we will wait to see on that one. 217.50, a nice little dollar to the high side. We only have, you add these all up, man, we have 10% left on Softy, but we still hold out hope for a little bit higher here. Let's go Softy, guys.
I don't know how we missed this one today, but Airbnb, maybe I thought I saw somebody talk about it in the chat, but either way, big time push right into Monday. Look, this was a huge flush, 134.50, but the top end of that pre-market range was right at 138. It just turned on a dime at 137.87, so right up to that level. I'm gonna play my hand at this. It's similar to Baidu if I can get anywhere near that top. So we've been bearish on most of these IPOs when it showed all that weakness. This is a monster move off the bottom, right into what was a sort of big level, first support on the way down, and then resistance on the way further down, I guess, I suppose. So 138, I'm going to play off of this if I can. It is close to lunchtime, about the time I like to find those tops, and we got one here in Airbnb.
All right, we just put a stop order in on Sonos. We'll play the quarters, guys. We went long off of 50. We got out for a dime there, and now it's just bouncing around. No worries on it, but we are going to play off the quarter. So I'm going to give it past VWAP here. The only reason why, liquidity is pretty sparse here, right? So one little market order, like what's happening right now, that's not a market order, but one little order that comes down, we could hit VWAP, and then it just bounces right back up, right? So we got to watch out for that. So we'll get a little more aggressive. We still are using this as our out, basically 22.34, but I'm dropping it a couple pennies here just because I'm noticing the way the liquidity is here, just like that, right? Like if I just got out at 41, we right back to 50, 53 printing now on the dark pool there. So you're going to see that one. Look at the trades I have on right now, guys. CCL, 35 cents in the money, big trade there. Microsoft, $1 in the money. We've already talked about that. And then Sonos right now hovering around flat. Tesla, I saw some people, like we're doing too many things here, but doesn't matter. It's still no excuse. Tesla, Neil, once again, man, bounces. I mean, it bounced off 605, but it resists that 6 bill number there. You got to put some orders down there, man. That's a good spot. Like you could be taking longs all the way down. It'd be a big hit if it broke 600, but it's done that a few times. We'll talk about that on the daily chart back from Bren.
Just checking on this Regal, R-I-G-L, big move here from 320 up to 348 in a straight line. You can see volume following it as well. 350, recent highs so far for this RIGL. Pharmaceutical company, just going to double check on the why here because there's got to be one, guys.
Yeah, immediate flush on Airbnb. And when I say flush, I mean flush myself down the toilet, but I'll hit the puke anyways because I haven't hit that one in a while. But wowzers, that one is continuing to go. 142 to me looks like probably the next stop on this freight train. where I'll probably get back on the tracks and want to take another shot at it. Airbnb, we've had some success earlier in the week, so this is just too strong of a move and it's had too much weakness not to play into it at least a little bit. I know there are definitely some shorters in this name already that have played the weakness, but wow, that's a big move to the upside at some point. I got to fade this one, and it's going to be a good one when it comes in, and I don't want to miss it. So Airbnb 142 is what I'm watching next. Or if it touches 140 and there's some size there, I might play off that level, but 42 is what stood out.
You're killing me, man. I've only lost money on all of these IPOs lately, but so take your advice probably on some of that. We can check back on Dash if you guys wanted to, but Dash is another one that's been moving around. Let's do it. Let's just check out Dash quickly here. I know a lot of you probably invested on this one, and it's still, you know what, guys? I mean, as bad as we can talk sometimes about some of these IPOs, like it's actually held up pretty well. It does touch down 157. I mean, this is actually trading like a normal stock now, it seems like, with levels starting to make sense around this 160 area. Where did it IPO? I think it was 180, was it? The IPO, this is what my daily chart looks like, Neil. So for right now, I will need to close it and reload. Yep, close the program. There it is. See ya. Better throw it over to Neil, guys, right now.
Yeah, look, every now and then that's going to happen to you. It's interesting. Someone was saying you guys are very busy. It's hard to keep up. One of the things that I know it happens to me is I'll be changing and moving from symbol to symbol so fast that certainly things will clog up, loading up. It just happens. This is part of the game. But this, I was talking about 142, and then here comes 140 even, and it might roll over here, but you got to stick to what the first read is. And if I was playing just an even level based on nothing other than the fact that it was an even number, it would have to go very close to what I'd want, like 80s or 90s short. So I wouldn't be taking it here anyway. So if that breaks, I'm looking for 142 as a turnaround, maybe even a fail break for 140 longs. And then I would take Airbnb here. Either way, what we got to do right now is go over to Brendan. Should be a good one because you know what's been moving today. Time for Money Talks.
We are talking cryptos. Yeah, definitely. 6.5% here for Bitcoin at the moment. 20,682. It's funny, I came up here almost expecting that number to be bigger because we're used to seeing 10, 15% moves in this thing sometimes. But 6.5%, 20,680-ish. 620 here for Ethereum, 5.25. One River Capital, the latest hedge fund apparently to jump on the crypto chain here. We could talk about 11,000, 12,000. We're up to 20,650. So huge move for Bitcoin today. Otherwise, a little bit of US dollar weakness creeping back in today after that retail sales number was much worse than expected this morning. So a lot of these higher again today. The euro 0.3%, 121. You can see the Canadian dollar is lagging. There was a number out in this country this morning that was also very weak, 0.4% to the downside for the CAD. British pound here back in positive territory, almost 135 for the British pound. Everything else, little change, but all about the cryptos so far today. Hedge funds starting to get back on that train, Sean.
Oh man, choo-choo, all aboard every single train, basically. As the NASDAQ, man, you talked about it becoming all-time highs there, and we're right back, man. Yeah, who knows? NASDAQ dropped down quite low back, obviously, in March, and now you're back to the high side. It absorbs these bottoms like over and over and over again, and just breaking to new highs now goes the NASDAQ. So, of course, we have Microsoft more than $1 in the money at day's high right here, and then we have Sonos battling Sonos. We'll see if that can come through. We're still going to use the VWAP. VWAP is edging up right now on Sonos. So this one should be okay. We should be able to hold that throughout the rest of the day. Hopefully for Sonos. We do have a scalping video coming out. We're super excited about that. Valeria will drop that link pretty soon. And then we're going to do a video today on Tesla as well. That'll be dropping afterwards. Just check back on Riot. I mean, yeah, look, I'm actually really surprised here. Most of Riot's move, and again, Bitcoin, I guess, is kind of hovering, so it's not doing a hell of a lot. We can call up the Bitcoin chart in a minute, but right now, Riot just doing blah. We went long there. We took a little bit of profit. Then we got out of VWAP. I mean, it just not doing, this was VWAP at that time. This is it now. So it's not doing anything. I mean, I would like Riot to go up, but you do have to watch BTC. And I mean, this is it right here. It had a big ramp up. We talked about that. Makes the high of 20,740. And I know we just did Money Talks, but here's Bitcoin just pretty much doing nothing right now. So watch out. It's at its all-time high and still rocking, rolling. Ethereum is the one that needs to catch up. So, you know, waiting for that one. ETF coming. I think it was I tweeted it out, but I think it was Feb 8, something like that. Bitcoin futures already there. There's going to be Ether futures as well coming to the CME. So hopefully that sparks some more interest in the crypto space, guys. But other than that, man, we're still rocking and rolling here. We're near our day's high, but it's been a good one. Moderna. I mean, I just wish, Neil, that people, and myself even included, like we talked about selling these vaccine names, and every day that we've been mentioning that, it's sort of looking like that. Good little ins upside here. I think you were short about 138.50 or so, weren't you, or were you higher than that?
It was on the break of the actual 140. So like, you get the better price because you're willing to take it in the pre-market, which doesn't always work out for you. Stepping in front of trains sometimes is what I'll do. Obviously, Airbnb ran me over. I think I might take another shot at it. But VRU, I tried this once and got out. I had one that's very similar in SIOX that did work out. But getting towards not the actual high from yesterday, but the day before that, 1150. Yesterday's top 1220-ish. I'm going to be looking at both those levels. If it tries to roll over there, I'm going to take a shot at this. And again, you're just looking for like overbought type of conditions, start going parabolic. This last move, for this time of day on that kind of volume to spike sort of bigger than it was on the way up earlier going into lunchtime, usually a good setup for a turn. It's a little far away from that 1150 for me to be absolutely in love with it. So that's the only reason I'm not going to take it here, but I am looking for the turnaround trade in VRU. And if you miss it, if I miss it, it's because it didn't line up how I wanted it. And it might turn here and go to VWAP. Honestly, it won't be any skin off my teeth here. It'll just be one of those things where I didn't get exactly what I was looking for, and that means I'm not into the trade. Going back over to Tilray, I've been wanting that 10 even area short, but it just hasn't come for me here. Like 980, 977, 975, that's been as good as you can get. 950 is holding as a bit of a bid. If we break below that, I'd love to be shorting in the afternoon below VWAP. If that's what's going to happen here in Tilray, I can't say it will, but that's still going to be my look. It's either 10 even or it's 950. I don't want to play too far in the middle. Speaking of things that got away from us here, oh Baidu, oh Baidu, oh Baidu. It's starting to ramp back up here, but when you get that hard of a pullback, and when you've done this in the last few sessions, you got to at least think about the fact that there could be some more profit taking. There will be more sellers at some point. And if that's going to be up around this cluster here at 95, 96, that's what I'll be watching out for. It's right around VWAP, but who cares? It's really more the chop on the way down that I like. It probably provides you some cover to take a 95 short, maybe 95 half, and then look for 96. And then if it gets back below, you're holding into this 191, 192 range. So the story's not over with Baidu. It's moving way too much to ignore this the rest of the day.
Yeah, and I'm also, I mean, you know, we've been hammering, you guys know, we've been hammering Microsoft here. Well, no, we hammered it one time, but just waiting to see like that 217 area there. Even though we only have 10%, we like to, you know, keep some money in our pockets. So we will wait to see 216.80. Okay, yeah, that's down here on a 3 minutes, 216.80 or so for the VWAP. So sorry, on the 1 minute, 216.20 there. I don't think that's right for some reason. I think it's taking into consideration this huge wick down. I got it here as about 216.88. So we'll play this 216.80 break. Again, that's only 30 cents. I don't want to give it all up. Okay, let's just get out if it breaks 217, guys. We're happy with that. If it breaks 217, we will get out now, okay, of Microsoft. So that's one little talk there. The other talk that we have right now, not much happening on Sonos. So we're waiting for that. I'm not going to average in. I still think we got this. Very surprising on the move here. Look at the move in the afternoon yesterday. Bang. Like, I don't know why we can't continue back to 23.50, but you can see they did fade that back in. So no surprise there that this is kind of happening right now for us. We did take that 10 cents quickly. That's why we took it. That's 20%. So I'm going to get out in 20% lots. Are out on this one, 22.25, Mr. Wickens.
Little teeny tiny little nano cap just popping up here. Mind on the NASDAQ. This is not Mind Med. This is Mind on the NASDAQ, which is actually an oil and gas stock. So hopefully this is not a name thing again, guys, but this is an oil and gas stock, MIND, just popped up here on volume. They reported earnings yesterday, so you can see a huge range on the day yesterday. Earnings were better than expected, but just popping up on volume again, guys, MIND on the NASDAQ.
We've seen, how many times have we seen that, Neil, where you get the wrong name there?
It might be. I don't know. And the thing about it is, like, if I was certain that it was, I'd be all over shorting it. But speaking of, we can actually talk about MindMed because it made a bit of a push here, and as you say it, back to the upside. Had been coming off, of course. It's such a huge run that it had been on, but you're getting to this like 450, 460 area where there were some interesting bounces, of course, a couple of days ago, bouncing off that level to recover, and then some chop in the afternoon yesterday before falling off again at around that 460. So if it turns here, really wouldn't be a shock to me, and I'm probably going to take a look at it right around this 450, 460 if it breaks back down. Maybe a little bit later on in the session. Certainly it's trying to turn now, but technically still headed on the way up here in MindMed. I did start that position over in Baidu. I like it around this 195 VWAP. If it goes through 196, we'll have to cover this trade. But either way, taking another crack at this in case there is more profit taking to be seen on Baidu.
And we talked about all you have to do is like announce that you're getting into electric vehicles and your stock basically cannot be stopped. Okay, that Microsoft order is now in, guys. We'll watch that through, breaking through 217. Thank you again for everybody today. One stock that you guys know that I'm long, and it's been a good one. We haven't traded it yet today, but let's hit the animation. One of our good ones here for Chewy. As you guys know, Chewy today up, where is it? Come on, percentage points here, 3 or 4? 2.3%. Made all-time highs back to $94. Chewy coming back off right now. Watch the market here. So we are going to probably get out of our Microsoft trade soon. The market's trying to hold upside here. This is the NASDAQ. We've sort of consolidated. We could crack down, and then we look for 12,600 coming. But watch out here. It looks like NASDAQ trying to break. Valeria, though, with Europe. Give it to us, V.
Hey guys, European shares are mostly in a positive territory on the rising hopes of a Brexit and possible rollout of vaccine. Britain is up 0.65%, Germany is up 1.3%, Italy is up 0.1%, and Belgium is down 1.21%. Galapagos trading in Amsterdam is down more than 17% after its partner Gilead decided to not pursue the US approval for its vaccine. Back to the traders.
Thank you very much, Valeria. Speaking of vaccines, probably want to get back over to Moderna. Now, obviously, we talked a little bit about if the floodgates opened up and it took out the low. That hasn't happened, but let's not forget about what we looked at the higher time frame. That if, there's a 15-minute. If I sort of go back out here, guys, forget about the 15. It's easier to see on the daily chart. If we do break this 35 and then through that 130, you could see what happens here. So this is in the back of my mind. If a day comes that I see a similar setup to today at 135 or 140, if I see the same thing at 130, you got to try to hammer that one if you can. I did get into this Baidu. My price, hey, look at that, 194.98. I wanted 195 short. Sometimes when you get in a couple of times on a trade, the idea is to get an average price. I got it almost to a T. So there you go on Baidu. I'm back into the short there. I did bungle it off the top. We'll see if we don't make the same. I don't want to make the same mistake we did last time, but either way, I did miss that shot. I want to go to Peloton here. I know you were looking at this one, Sean. It's made kind of a double top at 134. That could pertain itself to a bit of an afternoon sort of breakout at that same price. But for now, it looks like it might retest into VWAP. But I'm filing that one away at 134 for something to do possibly later on today.
Yeah, I love Peloton. We're long that name in our personal account, but who knows where that's going to go. I'm very, very. I think it goes to all-time highs, which we're almost there right now. I'm surprised Microsoft made that move back upside, so we didn't get stopped out at all on a 217 break. So that was good, and now we just wait for that to go upside for more, hopefully more profits to come. Sonos, though, bleeding a little bit. We are to that VWAP right there, and that's why we give it how lucky was that? We gave it a little more room to 25, and it doesn't break. So check back on CCL, also not breaking. Would love to find another name for you guys. Let's check out on Snapchat here, see if we can't do something with that. Only 0.4%. Snapchat, a big move down, but also a big, nice little move up. We're getting right close to that 51 level. Let's check Snapchat on a daily chart here. Where is 51? Okay, what a move that was off earnings. Wow. You guys remember that earnings day? That was crazy. We had some great little plays there on Snapchat. This is back into the daily chart. 50.51. This is a great little bounce. Yeah, okay. All right, I found one. If the market breaks here, Snapchat to the downside. I like ye a lot. A 51 break on Snapchat. The market's not breaking, so we're not going to do that. But watch out, man. A 51 break. I'm going to put that order in. There goes Softy right back to the upside. We don't have a Microsoft logo. How is that even possible?
That's absurd.
But we'll hit. Well, that's strange. We will hit though Microsoft. We'll hit Apple for Microsoft as that keeps on going, guys. Good trade here.
I don't mean to throw anyone under the bus. It's just so like even before we were on YouTube. No, seriously. Even before we went to YouTube, like trust me when I tell you, like. Sean traded Softy probably even more before that, to be honest with you. So yeah, we'll get on that and rectify the situation. What I love to see is I lost on Viru. I didn't take the top capitulation. I don't know why I short way too much not to have ever used the term capitulation yet today. But I saw one of our members. And I want to make sure I get it. Kevin, good look there. You got that capitulation at the top. I missed it. I should have been all over it. Thankfully, I got a little something else for you guys. It was B to the I to the D to the U. That spells Baidu. That rolled over pretty much exactly like we expected. I talked about this chop range for you right around VWAP. Got 95s into the short. Got some out there for $1.50. Just got another leg out there for 220. If it breaks this low at 192, hey baby, can we get all the way down to like a 188, 189? Certainly possible. Anytime you have a run like this, and this is a daily chart. I mean, you know, whatever. When we first start talking about Baidu breaks, we're probably around 150, 160. Like the big move into 200, the reversal off that level. I just want to see how far this puppy can go potentially in the afternoon. So I'm going to hang on to these. I'll go with the break-even stop. Well, sorry, I'll go with that 96 stop still. If we take out that low, I don't know. This guy could be falling on this, which ultimately, if you're long from 150, 160, you really don't care. And that's why even profit taking from there is still looking like a nice little return of about that 15 to 20% mark, guys. So I'm looking at 188, 189. That'd be a nice little win for us here. If we can get $7, we'll be happy with it. Already cannot lose on this trade.
We're gonna put this order. Did Microsoft just do this up to 218? What a monster! I'm not even. I was about to say a bad word. Forget about this, guys. I mean, we might as well just let Microsoft run here. I mean, how high does it want to go? Who knows, man? What a great stock this has been today. Bang, 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 bang. We held a little bit. Each one of these, 10%. We held that last 10%, but we did have our out down here at 217 when we thought the world was falling down, but it wasn't, and now Microsoft just high side, hell yeah on that one. So Baidu making moves today, Microsoft making moves today. We could check back on Snap, but there's no point in doing that. And then here we go, guys. A nice little bounce off VWAP. If you weren't into Sonos, I think you can even get more right now. I may just buy a little bit more Sonos as we speak right here. If we can do that, we will. But we'll buy some Sonos. You know, I don't mind it right here. It just drops down to 38, 35, 36. We'll take a little spot there. So we'll take some 36s there on Sonos and just give it back to this 225. It looks like it could be good. Microsoft, $1.20 now in the money and still going higher. I have 218 in my sights right now on that one. So let's see if Microsoft can't make dreams happen right here, guys.
Yeah, and Microsoft to the upside for a banger. We got Baidu to the downside, and let's just see every now and then you got to draw yourself a line in the sand and say this far, no farther. That was right up here at 96 on Baidu. It just bounced off of 190, so I got to watch out for that. Certainly not necessarily prudent to give it all the way back to 196. I'll probably allow it to get itself to break even, or so like 195 VWAP. But either way, I still have my order in front of 189. It's been a fantastic ride so far on Baidu, but I don't think it's over just yet. Speaking of other names here, yeah, Airbnb, and I said if this happens, it is what it is. It doesn't even get to 140. It doesn't obviously get to 142, which is the level I was looking at, and it might roll over right here, right now. So I might have missed out on Airbnb. But the story is not over yet. The game is not, the day is not done. Certainly there might be another opportunity for me in this particular one. Just to come back to one other name here. Oh, sorry, no, we'll go to Brendan first. I'll come back and just sort of cover Afria one more time for you guys.
Trying to figure out, guys, I think it was 2 days ago, we were talking about Shopify, Amazon. There was rumors of Amazon coming out with a direct competitor to Shopify. Shopify 7.5%. Straight higher today, 10.75 up to, it's approaching 11.75. So just going to double check on, make sure there's nothing on Shopify today. I don't think there is, but big breakout here for Shop today.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, Shopify, our pride and joy right there. Just rocking it, giving the finger to Amazon. Yeah, wow. That's a name that I'm not in on. I wish sort of we were, though. Watch Shopify. Oops, wrong window. Watch Shopify over here, over in the New York. We could look at it in Canada as well, but most of you probably have it in the US side of things. Here's the daily chart for Shopify. It's super chopified right now, but it is breaking out, and I think that's what it's all about right now, taking out the all-time high right now of 1155. Look at the bounce off of that 50 period. Great one down there at 1021, but Shopify continues to go, man. They could get bought out more than anything else. I would think so. I gotta move this over so you can
Maybe that's the rumor.
There it is. I'm not saying that there are any buyout rumors, but
that would
Shopify
honestly that would
get bought
explain
out
the
or
move a
split.
bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I love, and the reason I'm interrupting is because I actually love that look. I mean, that explains how you get this off of what we saw with the news coming with Amazon, which isn't necessarily good, and you get a breakout. So it's all we got here in Canada. Good look, Sean. Ear to the ground for that, because it might be one of those situations where if it runs further and you're taking this breakout, when news does come, you may be looking for that day to be selling off. If news does come, it's all speculation here, but I absolutely love that take, Sean.
Yeah, and good. I don't know, it made it up, but we'll see. Hopefully it's a good hot take, and we'll just wait to see. Anybody invested in Shopify know what I'm talking about. That stock is just a monster, and again, not in it, should be in it. A missed opportunity on Shop there for sure, for me anyways, in my own longer term account. Okay, other than that, man, Microsoft rocking and rolling. We're still waiting for Sonos to do something, and then other than that, we don't really have much on. We're still waiting for some opportunities. I'm waiting for Snapchat to come in. I really like this one. If you're gonna watch, do something in the afternoon, I really like a 51 break here on Snap. If Snap can break through 51, I would say giddy up on that one and definitely make that one of your trades for the afternoon. A 51 break. We just talked about it on the daily chart there. It looks pretty sweet, and I just think that it could snap there. I already have the order in, so anytime that happens, I'll be in it. So a Snap break through 51. I give my multiple thumbs up to that trade. I think that's one of the better ones there. I don't know, did we already drop the scalping video? Okay, good. So you can hit that up. Maybe we can go to Valeria for that, but hit the link if you want to know more about scalping and how we're doing it and what we're looking for. Definitely check out that video. We think it's going to be one of the more popular ones, guys.
We definitely do some scalping, but Lucas, kick it. Thank you very much, Baidu. Look, it bounced off 190, 189, 190. I just saw a bit of a bid step up there, and I got out 190.50. If you can take my last entry point is going to give me a clean $5 win. Overall, it's more about, and you'll see Arun talk about this when you have areas instead of hard stops. So we had a 195, 196 area that we thought would be resistance on the way back up because of the chop both directions. First, on the initial parabolic move up, that's where it stalled out. Look at this top wick here, shy of 196, stalling out at 195, liquidity vacuum. Second time through, pull back into that range. On the way back down, it's VWAP, it's chop. It eventually tries to break through. So what do I think? On the way back up, if I think it's a retrace and play, if I think it's profit taking, that's my cover. That's your area to get in. The buyers have won if it breaks out of that range, so you take your shot shorting it. Certainly a much better... in terms of structure of a trade, it's going to be better than I'm just shorting in front of 200. The reason you short in front of 200 is because you can get like 80s or 90s and risk 10, 20 cents to try to make $3 or $4 or $5 or $10. That's the idea behind this trade. This other trade here is more about the price areas, rejection, support, resistance, supply and demand. That's what we're looking for. That's what we got here on Baidu. So I might have bungled the long and got out of it too early. Hopefully we didn't do the same thing with this short. $5 on the last bit. I only have 15 minutes left, guys. I still have a little bit of that data dog, but it's either breaking 105 or coming all the way back to take out that 102.50 level. So I'm going to try and stick with it all day long. Airbnb feels like maybe it is going to make another push up. If it does, I'm looking to fade it, not trade it to the long side. So I'll be waiting for 140 or 142 to take a short in Airbnb. I will not be going long through any top breaks now that it's come this far. It just seems crazy to me.
Yeah, Microsoft still going, and I want to say what's up to Shakib. I see you here. Good move, man. Bought Neo 3 times, 3 trades, all profitable. Good job. Thanks, bro. Making money from Sweden. What up, Sweden? Good. I've never been there, but maybe we will one day. And Shakib, obviously a big supporter of Hydration Nation. Thanks for always reminding me on that one, guys. Okay, the reason why I have Palantir up, it's bounced off VWAP like so many times here, like 3 times in the last couple minutes. But 25.44, NASDAQ pushing new highs. I'm super, wow, Microsoft $1.50 now in the money. That's a day maker for me. I like a 25.60 break right here. I know we've resisted the 70 up there, but I think you can get a little greedy with it. Take some 60s there on a break and then watch it go through 70. But because I'll be scalping, I'll probably try to take a third off if we can get 7-8 cents. And then we'll rip that to the high side and see if it wants to go. But Palantir definitely lagging today. So I think there's some money that could come into Palantir at some point, Brendan.
Everyone, or a lot of people anyways, talking about this one, this UAVS, the drone maker. Way back when I was trying to figure out the date, I think it was around this time, there was rumors Amazon was considering this company for drones to deliver packages, but a bit of a technical break here, $3 coming into play, technically breaking out on the daily chart as well. It already tried at this $3 once today and failed, but here we go, 7% for UAVS, autonomous vehicles. There's drones too, I guess, guys.
All about the drones. I mean, the first thing I thought about with the drones is, I don't know why I thought this came to my mind, but is that Michael Jordan private golf course is going to have the drone deliveries that you guys were mentioning. So I don't know, drones are all the rage here. Someone was asking about VTVT. I actually don't have any levels on it. This wasn't on my watch this morning, certainly, and it's actually, despite this move to the upside, that you've seen like a 25% push and breakout, well, multiple breakouts. It's still down on the day, so I don't have too much to look at. I was watching this stock a couple of days ago when it was sort of fading off of this like 420 level. For me here, obviously it's not getting there, but if it ever got there, I think about that. Certainly back into like 2 even if it wants to make a pullback. It certainly seems like 2 to 220 has been support. So much like the trade that we're looking at in David's T, if you have one of those bases and you get a range like that, you can get a breakout, but that would be off consolidation, which I'd almost want to do that for a day or two. I'm not sure that's in the news here for VTVT. So no levels really for me, unless it gives you a couple of days consolidations off of $2. Brendan, what's up?
Yeah, so this company's claim to fame, if you remember, was an Alzheimer's treatment. So it looks like, I just threw it up there on the screen, their Alzheimer's drug failed in a late stage trial. So that looks like the reason for the downside move for VTVT today, guys.
VTVT.
Brendan
Okay.
he's not just on the ball. He's on the globe. It's ridiculous how quick this guy is. Like, you start talking about a stock, and this guy is like, boom, it's in the bottom third, and you guys know exactly what's going on with the news. Snowflake, I don't know, man. I'm only bringing it up because I'm still looking at that 335 level. I don't think it'll happen today. Maybe it'll be tomorrow, maybe a little later on. But I think the gap really fills if it breaks 335. That gets you to that 50 to 60 level. So keep that one in the back pocket. It'll always be a day trade here. Obviously, we like Snowflake because of the volatility. Today, it's done good volume, but you see this chop, there's no trade here. You can't be sort of trying to scalp like $1 or $2 off of this thing. When it breaks, you're going to lose maybe 2x that. So nothing to see on Snowflake until we get to 335, for me anyways.
Okay, apparently Coinbase suffering some issues right now. Okay, we're going to get 217.80 here out on Microsoft. There it is. Boom, a nice little win there. We get out on Microsoft. We let it go all the way to the top. This is what happens, man. Good trade on Softy. Hells to the yeah on that one. We get out and we make our day on that one. Those of you, bang, the cash register. Take some money out, guys. I gave you GRWG. And if you're just watching us for the first time, I'm sorry you weren't watching us down here. I bought GRWG. I talked about Grow Generation down here when we saw Kamala Harris. All about her debate. It was right down here, September 25th, 26th, 27th. You can look it up when she debated Joe Biden, that's her same team, Mike Pence. They talked about marijuana, and right there and then, if you were thinking that the Democrats had any chance to victory, it was an easy one, man. And hell that's so let's call it October 1st. That's 2 months or less. You rip upside there. That's a double plus on GRWG. Giving that to all members. And look, that's valid. You guys can talk about that in the chat right now. You know that I was on that name, so give a hell yeah if you had that. Congratulations on it. But there's Microsoft, good out there as now Neil drop. That's Microsoft daily chart. Microsoft now he's dropping even more. We sometimes talk about getting out at the best prices, and sometimes it's even when you don't get the very top, when you're able to get out of something there and save a little bit of cash. That's a good one. Even though it was only 10%, but we did let that run up there. That was about $1. What was that? So we're in at 216.50. It's about $1.25 there. Victory for Microsoft. So that's a good trade, matching you there a little bit on Baidu.
Yeah, I mean, I love it. I love the softy play. There's no such thing as a perfect trade, and when you get it, usually, look, if you get out at the top of that move, like the call is where you get in and some of the price targets, but an extra 20 or 30 cents on moves like that, or 5 cents, whatever it might be, sometimes it's a little fickle. You care about the fact that you got maximize that move by hanging on to it, and if you get out on the way out, then that's fine. Now, the reason I'm going to show you the chart of AEMD here is, look, here's the problem with this trade. And obviously, you have such a hard reversal off a failed break through the top, and I love these. If you fail to break through the pre-market high, people are going long on that break right before the open, and they're like, oh yeah, baby, it's going through 330, it's going through 340, it's going to go to $4 today. And then you get this hard reversal right before the open, and I'm able to get it short at 3. You got to take advantage of it. These outs are terrible. I mean, they're horrible. I mean, the first out here at 285 should be closer to this 275 range, right? Where you had this consolidation in the pre-market. This last out here, right on the bottom, no, if it's breaking that bottom, the floodgates are going to open up. It would make more sense to be taking more out in that same consolidation and then getting more short on like a 260 break. And then now you see what's happening. It's all the way at 230. So sometimes a winning trade could have been a heck of a lot better, and I'm looking at AEMD. That could have been like 1,000 times better than I did on it today when thinking of the short. Now, part of it was because it's happened so fast. I got in and out very, very quickly of the first leg, and it was right at 9:30, so a bit overwhelmed, and maybe bungled that trade. But with a plan of action ahead of time, you're basically just like muscle memory and executing your plan as opposed to trying to think through it when so much is happening. I was in Moderna at that same time, so a bit distracted, but it doesn't mean you can't get better, especially if you want to be trading more than one stock at a time, which you know we do here, guys.
Yeah, that is the thing, right? I mean, you got to understand your book, understand what you're trading and how you're trading, and just go with that, right? I mean, you're never going to be perfect. ABNB, what a move today off that bottom. So, like 125, like give me a break there, right at 931. Boom, they're loving Airbnb, and maybe it's time to buy this name. We could do a little more work. I mean, I'm not going to put a recommendation on anything yet like we did on Palantir back sub 10. The reason why we liked, I mean, I know everyone's long with me, not everyone, but most people that were following some of the Palantir trades. We were long sub 10, and the reason why was just because, look, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It made a base, and then it broke, right? I mean, worst spot you could get long, I guess, would be 11 and change. We got long on some of these breaks, 10. We bought ahead of 950. We only had to hold it down to 9, so that was not a problem. And then now we're enjoying this. And this is where I think that Palantir can go. Again, that's irrelevant. 29.30 to the high side right now. We're trying to watch it, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, I mean, I'm still watching this Airbnb. It gets to 140, almost 139.77. I talked about if you short a level like that, like I really wanted like 90s, like 95, minimum risk possible, because I have a 142 that I like a little bit better on the north side of it. If I didn't have that, yeah, I would have probably taken this 140 trade in Airbnb. This is the time of the day not to force it, so I'm absolutely not going to be doing that. Tyrone Biggums, you've cracked me up on the chat. I don't know where, sometimes I'll look over and I'm like, where did this talk about taxes come from? Maybe you don't want Wesley Snipes doing your taxes. I'll just throw that one out there, but I know you were joking. I thought it was absolutely hilarious. No Airbnb for me, guys. But looks like we had the IQ IPO just opened up a couple seconds ago. Not a gigantic one, but certainly maybe worth a look for us at the end.
Yeah, just watching Baidu still going here, Afia. It's Wish, right, that opened up. So Wish opened up here. I can show it to you. We don't have it on our platform for some reason today, and I can't really show it to you much, but it looks like it opened up, what, 22.80? Maybe the price is on Icon there, I guess, probably. And then it ripped up to right now 23.48. So I know this is hard to see, but I just wanted to show it to you. We are bouncing around now on Wish. I've never bought anything off that, so I don't know much about it. But
they're like Pinterest, right?
Finally, an IPO that's a little more reasonably priced, maybe at $23. But again, I have to admit, I don't know much about Wish or that IPO, guys.
I like Pinterest better. I think they came at like 40% of the valuation of Pinterest. Essentially, I mean, it's weird because everyone, and I'm all about Amazon. So getting things fast matters to me, but one of the things that Wish is like you get your stuff late, but it's waiting for good prices on stuff that you really want to have there, guys. I'm just watching Pinterest for some sympathy moves if I can see them. Certainly, I like picking this one up. So if I get any kind of a dip to the downside today on Pinterest, or maybe even a breakout on this, I'll probably look for it. It hasn't moved yet, but I would definitely be watching this because I would prefer to take this trade to the long side if I get an opportunity. It pains me to do this. Well, actually, you know what? No, it doesn't. Because I did see one of you, well, I don't know if it was maybe a couple of other people were looking at this VERU trade and caught the top on this retracement. I thought it was going to turn. I did miss it. But somebody got it. And congratulations to anybody that was looking at that top. It did look like it got out of hand, especially with that last little push to the upside into 1120. But either way, it's below VWAP now. If it holds below, I call it like 990, 10 even. That's when I guess the jailbreak is on to the downside, probably for the rest of the session. And don't forget, of course, the Fed is at 2 o'clock. But before we get to any of that, let's go to Brennan.
So when we checked, Neil, in the pre-market, there was no quote for Wish today in our system. But yeah, we stand corrected because we do have it, guys. It is available in our system, wish.nq, 3.5% downside right now. But we do have it. So this is the first time I've ever been aware of this. We did not have it in the pre-market, and now we do, guys. So Wish is available for us.
Team for the win. Thank you very much, Day of the World. I mean, usually, yeah, you don't even get it at all. If it doesn't have first support, if it doesn't hold first support, open is 22.75, and there is literally no bid through that right now. And it's already broken.
I have it up. You guys can.
Yeah, the low. I have it up. The low of the day is 22.50. It's already broken that bottom. So I'd be looking to see if 50 can hold up. If it catches a bounce, I wouldn't mind. If you guys want to look at something as a sympathy play that has better or decent liquidity as well, Pinterest is not a bad place to look. 22.50 has to show me a big bid, or it's got to show me an obvious bounce off of that level for me to go long off this, having missed the open, which gave you, it looks like maybe about $1.
Yeah, I mean, normally we have lots of videos out about how we'd like to trade IPOs, and today it looks like it would have been a good one there on Wish because of that first initial move. Now we've absorbed a little bit of it, 11.5 million shares. What you're basically looking for, and again, we do have videos on how to trade the Airbnb IPO, and it's really the same for all of them. You're just kind of looking for some size, and I know Neil just talked a little bit about it, but I don't see anything. 22.75 was the IPO price. Normally, you have the underwriter just sitting there taking shares, but I guess not. So Wish, I mean, based on that fact, if it opened at 22.75 and no one's sitting there protecting it, I think there's some downside coming for Wish. That's not my wish, but I do hope that you guys can make some money on it. We've averaged into Sonos, man. The show's going to come to an end right now. We're getting very, very close here with Sonos now to break our 22.25. This is a hold for the rest of the day, so we'll wait on that one. I still think we can get higher, like where we're in right now for sure. I think we get more than that, that's for sure. And then Snapchat, coming close, man. Oh, it does break 51. And like, again, my order, I don't know, we should have had that on the 51 break, but it only goes low 50.80. So let's take this right now, 51.30 as our out. Let's go short right now on Snapchat here as the market thinking about what to do. Let's use our out right now, 51.30. Let's go short Snap.
Wow, we kind of, I don't know if we forgot about this one, but haven't talked about Virgin Galactic today, or maybe, did we talk? Maybe we covered it yesterday. We certainly should have, because you talk about what happened here sort of in the morning, flush back in. This is Bungle City here, because I like Virgin Galactic, and we had talked about it when it first had this gap to the downside, that it felt like it was overbought. And then you get this pre-market a low here, and also yesterday's bottom at 24.50. And then this is 9.30. I'll go back to the, whoops, what in the heck? Okay, I'll go back to the 1 minute chart here so you can quickly see what did happen at 9.30. Right into that bottom from yesterday at 24.50, and then starts to go back up. And then sort of taking that long through VWAP or in and around the middle of that move, like at 75, off of that now double bottom from the day before, to today. It's exactly what you want to do when you have a long bias. And off to the races goes Virgin Galactic. So that's a bit of a miss, but that's a setup that I like and one that next time we got to have. So there you go, Virgin up 8%, and looks like it's still continuing to run. Got to go to Brendan because we do have a few names on the earnings list to get to you guys.
Yeah, a couple minutes to go here. In fact, 1 minute to go here, guys, in the show. So let's get right to it, guys. We'll throw up the earnings board. A couple names on here worth trading, possibly tomorrow. We'll see.
Yeah, Lennar's been on a crazy run. I mean, the housing market's super hot right now in the U.S., and that's where Lamar Miller, Lennar there, good housing name there. I look for them to continue to knock it out of the park. And then honestly, I mean, Accenture's doesn't really move that much. And then I'm in a Herman Miller chair. So
there you are.
Maybe we will look at Herman Miller tomorrow, guys.
Maybe worth a look. I mean, you threw me off when you started talking about random garbage running backs there, Sean. I should not. No, if you're good enough to make the league, you're a fantastic player. Lamar Miller used to play in Miami, whatever. You guys probably don't know who he is. But before we get out of here, we got to go to the National Day. And when we do, it definitely excites me. As you can tell, I'm getting a little hungry myself. Let's go to Valeria so you can all see what it is.
Hey guys, thank you very much for starting this trading morning with us. If you haven't hit thumbs up, please do it right now as we're super close to reach record 4,000 of likes. Watch our new educational video about scalping at the link I'm sending on the chat. And happy National Anything Covered with Chocolate Day.
Anything, just about. Just about. I mean, like, not literally anything.
That's a win.
Yeah, not literally. Because, I mean, I don't know. Greg talked about eating some things that I would not even eat if it was covered in chocolate. But anyways, neither here nor there. Gotta love chocolate, Sean.
I like what I like covered chocolate. How about chocolate covered almonds? I think that's a decent one.
Literally.
Brendan, you have a favorite chocolate covered something or other?
Yeah, I don't mind almonds actually, or even cashews. Chocolate covered cashews are good.
That's nuts.
Cherries too. Dried cherries.
We like bad puns here, Sean, right? Either way. It's been a fantastic one. Wow, I mean, you even get a bit of an IPO to play off of today. If you guys are looking at Wish, it's trying to break through 23 back towards some highs. Bangers on Microsoft, bangers on Baidu. Missed opportunities, we'll call it a little bit on Airbnb, but that's going to happen to you from time to time. I've enjoyed the day. Thank you guys so much for all the support and all of the likes.
Don't forget about the scalping video.
It feeds us, but yes. Our scalping video has dropped. No, it has not dropped. We are dropping the scalping video. I thought it had. Valeria does have the link, guys, so go check it out. You see us doing it all the time. Learn. It's a longer form video, so you get more than just the basics, but it is sort of a preliminary look as well. But check it out. Valeria, yes, does have the link up there, so make sure you watch that one. Speaking of Miss V down the line, looking nice in the white sweater. My man Sean Katina, who hydrated okay today. Thank you for the 3K likes. I'll assume it's for Mr. Wickens over there in his dapper haircut. I'm Neil Roberts, and I've lost my hair. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Trader TV Live, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.